stuff because I hate to say this, but I think we're like at the tip of the iceberg of all this. I think we're going to do the intro, then we'll talk about
I don't
Well,
know.
we're back now,
But
regardless.
We're back.
All three. Jerry Keplinger, I talked to Jerry yesterday and said, Jerry, we'd love to have you come back on and join us some. And he said he would definitely think about it. Dean Lee Thompson's on this morning. Dean Lee's getting ready to go to work. It's pretty funny. He says, yeah, I'm going to be off next week. I said, well, why is that? He said, well, I'm going to be working at the fair. I said, no, that means you're going to be working next week. And I said, the rest of the year, you're off. That's your vacation, the other 51 weeks. You actually work next week. He goes, yeah, I guess you're right. Brian Haynes, what's happening? I'll get to see Brian. Saturday, we have the VFW, the A-Bait Motorcycle and Car Show, which will be a good time. And so he's a good guy. If you don't know Brian, you're missing something there.
There's a lot of motorcycle things going on this week.
Yeah, there is.
Mm-hmm.
There is. Yeah, but
Weekend. It's
weekend,
popular.
right? Well, I mean, it's summer. They're supposed to be, but be careful out there because you just had a mutual friend, getting a wreck this week. That was not his fault.
Yeah, up on 72, our Pac-Man. He was going 72 out of Sabina towards Jamestown, and two cars turned in front of him coming down the road, and he tried to swerve to miss one. He went over the back end of one, and then another car in an oncoming lane ran over him. He was care flighted to Miami Valley.
Scary.
Very scary.
Scary,
but
scary.
He's on the mend. We've been up to visit him a couple times. And
Where does he live in this area?
Fairborn.
Fairborn, okay.
Or Beaver Creek. Beaver Creek. Yeah.
Yeah, same type of area. Same type of area. Well, Sydney, let's hear. I want to hear a little bit. I saw some interesting. I always see interesting pictures of you. But anyhow, I saw some interesting pictures of you yesterday, all masked up, and you had some kind of pedophile's name in your post, a Wexner or something. What was that all
yes,
about?
I had to go to.
Oh my God.
Wexner was not there, but I went to the Ohio State
sure?
Wexner Center, Brain and Spine Hospital yesterday, which is attached to the Wexner Center for those who don't know the campus that well. Upon arrival, no visitors were allowed into the hospital, so Rick had to
That
go
means
drive
me.
around.
I'm not allowed in. I sat at a Wendy's for
Rick, you can scoot
an hour
over
and a
closer
half.
to your wife.
Yeah,
That way
would you
you're
like
on the
to
screen.
join?
All right, there we go.
Join.
We dressed.
You're all yelling. No,
She
I'm the
dressed me
oddball
this
out.
morning, so here. Yeah.
Oh, we're kind of matching today.
That's so cute, guys.
So I had to go have an EEG done yesterday.
Now, what is an EEG?
So for those that aren't familiar, it's usually
Or the
conducted
people with
on
no brain.
people with epilepsy, where they try to induce seizures upon you. They flash lights in your face. They make you do different breathing techniques like hyperventilate, and sometimes they give you like medications to basically they just try to induce seizures.
I know what you're thinking, Kim. Talking about
you-
breathing. She's down there.
I don't think you do.
But they record all of this happening to see what your seizures look like, to
So
see
they
what different
induce-
kinds of
so they induce
seizures
seizures?
you have. Yes, because there's different kinds of epilepsy.
So were you okay?
I had a seizure, yes.
But were you okay?
Yeah, I mean,
She passed the
fine.
test. Next time she gets to
Passing
go
the
into
test
a
is
coma.
having a seizure?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
she's going to go into a coma. The next tests that she takes, they're going to put
So
her
the
in a
next
coma.
time that I
That
have the
doesn't sound like any
test
fun.
done, instead of just having a short test, they want to actually put me into a coma and induce seizures.
Wow,
wrong
for a longer period of time.
Troy Box watching. How you doing, Troy? Dan Holsinger, I know you guys got something going on in Hillsborough Saturday night. They've got a car show down there for the Hillsborough people at the Star Cinema. But also we've had one scheduled since February at the VFW in Wilmington, same day.
Now, where were you last night?
Last night, I was nowhere last night. But I tell you
Nowhere.
what's funny about this.
Must be Sabina.
And Dan, I don't know who's DJing your thing for you, but I bet you I've had 10 people not ask, but they assume I'm DJing your event. If I am DJing your event,
You want to know?
Please
somebody
let
probably ought to
Charlie
ask
know.
me. You know, somebody probably ought to
You
ask
could
me.
message
wait a minute.
on his feed right
I'm your
now.
manager. What does it pay first? We want to know what it pays.
It won't pay
Let
much.
the people
As long as there's
know.
food.
Bono.
Charlie likes food as partial
Good
payment.
food
That's
is
partial
even
partial
better.
payment. Yes, is considered food. Yes,
Hmm.
partial payment.
Oh, by the way, we had a street sale about a week ago
That's
now,
right.
and
Yeah,
it went
we need
very
we
well.
need to do that every week.
Well, we could do that.
We rake it in.
We could do that. Usually, we try to do it toward the beginning of the month.
We
Because that way.
went out with Charlie in Savannah, and Kim came by.
Got some
and,
great reading material.
Didn't
Oh,
buy a
yeah.
thing from me,
Communist
but that's all right.
Manifesto.
The closest thing would I say with Machiavelli. I would say that's the
She
closest.
got some great classic
I did get some
literature.
great-
Okay,
yes.
they were classics.
They were classics. And that's
I'm
great.
surprised I
Saturday.
even had those books.
Are you Saturday evening? What are you doing there? We're up at Smitty's Tavern in New Holland. Is a big bike poker run during the day, and then concerts and things back at the night. Saturday night out in New Holland.
Jared, you should
Yeah.
get Kimmy to come to the VFW on Saturday. He just put on here.
Is-
You need to
yeah.
get Charlie to come out.
Yeah.
Okay. I said this.
Charlie
I
may
said
be
this 3
DJing.
times already. I'm gonna say it again. I'm DJing a car show this Saturday at the VFW in Wilmington.
But during the day, right?
It's It's basically like 10 to 5.
Well, yeah. Well, this is
11 to 5.
nighttime, so you got second shift.
You know
can-
what? I'll tell you what.
You make it
For the
guys-
right price.
Yes.
No,
Charlie will make an appearance.
Here's the deal. You guys come to my deal. I go to your deal.
All right. We will see. I don't know if we can pass up the poker run or not. It's kind
It
Our
sounds
poker
like a
runs
good
are
deal.
fun.
they're fun. They're fun to do.
Oh, can I come?
Sure.
I'm very good at poker.
She counts cards. Don't let her in.
Oh, I'll make the run.
You know, that's something funny. How do you play
not-
blackjack and not count the cards?
Do not play.
I
can't
can't
help
not
it.
count the cards.
I can't help it. I know what's going on.
And she's
you know?
terrible at math. I don't
but if
understand
it's
how this
6
works.
If it's 6 decks.
6 decks, but you know how many come out of
Oh,
each one
honey,
and what they are. Yeah.
I've counted cards in Vegas and Atlantic City and Tampa. I'm banned from several casinos
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
We
and
knew
high
there was
stakes
a
rooms.
Streak of outlaw in you.
I don't think
knew
I
it.
would be saying that on here.
Oh no, I mean I'm actually banned from them. So
But I don't think I'd still be saying that on here.
why? I mean,
Because-
who
They're
are
not
these
looking
people
for
gonna
it.
find out? They're not
Because
looking for
They just
me.
break her legs.
Because you might go somewhere else and play. That's why.
I mean, I
And
wasn't
then she'll
planning
get the
on it.
corona.
Yeah, we have such big exotic
Yeah, I mean,
casinos in
we-
Ohio.
They still pay money.
Oh yeah, well
I
that's true.
guess.
Ohio,
When do you
Indiana.
have like a golden nugget in Sabina? Like,
That's a pancake house. huh?
Actually, they do have a little casino in Sabina. And
but isn't it like
I'm
one of
no
those
crook.
electronic, like push the button places?
not a crook
Like,
and I'm
I
not a
can't
commie.
count cards there.
Yeah.
I don't think the silver coin is like going to give me a big payout.
Silver coin.
We
Where's
had
that?
me and my mom went there yesterday, and she had $80.
Is that
Did she
Sabina?
really?
Isn't
The
that
silver
like a
coin?
slot machine?
Is that what
place,
it's called?
though?
It's skilled gaming.
Yeah,
She has
like
to
what
call
they
it-
have
Yeah.
out
Well,
Yeah.
it
I
has
don't
to be
think I
called
can
that
count
in order
cards
to
there.
be within Ohio law.
Yeah, so,
Skilled
She like
gaming.
3 or 4 pounds. I was like, get out of here, mom.
It cannot be luck. It's got to be skilled.
I have never been in that place yet.
You should go.
Well, Charlie, you've been in every one other
I know,
than that.
and I said that to my wife yesterday. I said, I can't believe this is like 2 blocks away, and I've not been there. It's just no money.
Well, you used to drop
money.
like $400 or $500 up here.
No, I didn't drop that much. But I'd go in there and play 20 though.
They
a lot.
match 20
But you
today
usually won.
Until noon. My mother and I are going
You
again
won.
today.
Charlie went for the drinks
Yep.
and the potato chips.
You bring them $20, they'll give you $20. You get $40 to play on.
Yeah.
So then you could quit after 20 and walk
I
out.
think they make you play so many, but yeah.
Or they break your
mean-
legs. It's like counting cards.
He's into breaking legs today.
Yeah.
Why is usually waterboarding? What's going on?
Waterboarding, right? Now we're going to. I can't.
He's having a moment.
I do like waterboarding.
Steve Jenkins.
We know you do.
How you doing, Tim? Tim Cross is watching. Danny Harris is watching.
Card counting.
And you guys, if you don't mind, share the show. That helps get the word out there. And plus, Facebook right now, they're not putting up the numbers. And I know we're getting around from past shows, we're getting around 4,000 to 5,000 people that'll check in with us on this show.
And the most we've ever had is before they changed all the algorithms was about, what, 30,000, something like that?
Oh, that was a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Mike Prather's watching. Mike, hopefully you're doing okay. Hopefully things are going there. Mike Prather is the hardest working man I know.
Yeah.
His wife, I tell you what, she doesn't have a honey-do list. She has a honey-do long list. I mean, long list. And he's just a saint for her. He just does it all. And she's worth it. I ain't saying she's not worth it, but man, he is. I wish I could do half.
Good thing he got that in.
I wish I could do half the stuff. I mean,
She was going to break his legs.
she's not going. No, she's my buddy. I like her. I miss her though, because she is taking this Corona very, very, very seriously.
Well, you know,
I mean, she
some
hasn't
people
been out
are.
of the house.
Some people are. Some people don't. You know, I guess it depends.
Well,
This is one thing that us opposites on the opposite side of the zoo here, we actually agree on.
We do.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
do. I hate to say it, but some of the things that they're trying to do, it's getting me a little more your way than my way.
Yeah. We don't want to see
Come to the
anyone.
dark side,
We don't want anyone to get sick.
No,
we don't
no,
want
no.
anyone to be hospitalized, and we certainly don't want anyone to die from it. But
Now, something here at the zoo we do all agree on is the coronavirus is real.
Right.
We do
We
really
do
think
agree.
there is an illness.
everybody gets their temperature taken before we
Okay.
go on the show. And we do prostate exams for the men
Okay,
and pap
we
smears
don't
for the
do
women.
any of that. Don't say some
Charlie, what
weird
is that
stuff.
gnat that keeps hanging around here?
we're the only one that has the anal thermometers. So I don't get it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
Well, that escalated quickly.
Anyway,
boy, the zoo is active this morning.
we do think there really is a virus.
this too much for
and that
Jeffersonville?
People really
Might
do
be.
get
Here.
sick. But
You know-
we do not think it's as bad as the media is hyping it up to be.
I was saying, Sydney, I was just telling her yesterday, they did not open the pool this year in Jeffersonville.
They didn't
Now,
Sabina.
Sabina had its pool open.
It's running rampant out there. I tell you, not the virus, but just the
yeah,
people
the
are
lots-
Has anyone
people.
gotten the virus from the pool?
not the virus. Yeah,
Is it because of the chlorine?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Clinton County's health department, Clinton County's hospital is so messed up.
Oh.
We might know in 5 years. You know. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, back here on that
Well.
week. It's like Facebook monitoring. Excuse me, the music on here. I still get things. Warner Brothers has released your video.
Oh my gosh, we got
From
a
like 2
Oh,
years
oh,
ago.
we got a
Listen to
ding
this.
from Joe's show the other day.
Yeah,
that
Cowboy-
Missy Elliott was playing during Cowboy Joe's outdoor country.
And you know what it was? Because they actually mark.
It was someone's voicemail.
No, it was we
Yeah.
were trying to call someone, and it went to
message,
their
voice
It went
message.
to their message. That was Missy Elliott.
Yeah, apparently
So they're getting
someone's-
desperate.
Someone's voicemail.
They want to make money
It
any way
was
they
not
can.
Missy
So
Elliott,
they're
by
even.
the way. It was like the voicemail reading the telephone number
Yeah?
back.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
you've reached 937.
that was our ding.
whatever. Yeah.
They're desperate.
Apparently that's Missy Elliott now.
Although we did get an update on our software, on the software that we use for the broadcast as far as YouTube. We got an update, well, it was last week, but I just updated it this morning before we went on the air. And it's working much better as far as our connection to YouTube. It's all supposed to work better on Facebook, but of course we go on Facebook Live on Charlie's cell phone. So
Heat wave is
Heat
here.
wave is
Heat wave's off this
Live
week.
and in color.
Heat wave, you're off this week, aren't you?
I think he might be off. Heat
He's
wave.
got, well-deserved vacation.
Come down next Tuesday if you're not doing
Yeah,
anything.
come on down.
Come on down.
You owe Rick a brain claw anyhow.
Yeah. Come break my legs.
What's up with the breaking the
gonna-
legs?
I
What
don't
is that?
know,
I
but
hate to-
stop saying that.
Well, I'm not on
Someone's
the
gonna take
sex
you
robots
seriously.
this morning, so we haven't said anything about them.
What'd you just say? Sex
Sex
The
robot?
sex
Robots,
robots, you know,
How
they're
you
getting
think- how
they're
you
getting
think you got
more.
your temperature taken.
they-
Girl.
All right. Well, let's see.
do
We've got
do
a
we have
whole-
anything actually earth shaking, Charlie,
We
to
have
talk
a
about?
whole
Vice-
list of stuff here.
All right,
I don't
so-
know that it's all earth shaking or not. I think we need to talk a little more local though.
Okay.
The fairs are all on Clinton County, Highland County, and Fayette County.
Do they all have rides?
I believe so.
All
I
right,
think they're
so
just
they've
going to
got
go ahead and
rides.
have full-out fairs.
So how do you wipe
So
the
how-
rides
yeah,
down
how are they
after
gonna
each,
sanitize
like the
The
Ferris
same-
wheel?
I agree with you.
These
Yeah.
rides.
Give them a little wipe. Say, here, wipe your seat down before you get on there.
Uh-huh. Well,
I mean-
and the
I mean,
handle, the
I
little handle
personally
you
think
hold on
that's a
to.
little
If you're
much.
scared to death of the height.
They never
You're
did
holding
that
on very
before.
tightly.
Local restaurant here I went to yesterday, Hong Kong Buffet in Washington Courthouse. I went there for lunch, and I tell you, I really like that place. I didn't.
Where are they
overeat too
located?
bad. They're located right across from.
The old Ebs.
Yeah, it's Old Devs. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, the old Ebs.
community market.
That tells me a lot. We're trying to find a place,
Okay.
and across from the old whatever.
It's
Right.
it's on 62, and when
Isn't
you're
it by the hospital?
it's good, yeah, because
Very-
you're going out to
yeah,
the
couple
hospital. It's on the
blocks
left.
prior.
How the hell do you know that? And I don't.
That is weird. But anyhow,
She don't even drive.
here's the deal.
Because I like Chinese food.
It's
Oh.
a buffet.
Me too.
So,
So I always
So
keep
do you
my
get
eyes peeled.
do you get to go up and actually get your food?
the only thing that is different about their buffet is they give you a pair of plastic gloves to use when you're dipping your food out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the reason they're giving you the plastic gloves, and this does kind of make sense because everybody's handling the handles that go into the food.
Yeah.
So
Well, they
that
just
does
give you
make
paper
sense.
spoons to spoon everything
We
out
ate at
with.
Frisch's in
I don't think that
Wilmington,
would
and
work.
that's they brought out everything in a plastic sack. Your silverware, it's all
Yeah.
little packets of ketchup. Nothing that you can
Use your
you
own
know,
silverware to
bottles.
dish out your wonton.
We had regular silverware and everything.
It's Oriental.
What?
But it just we
Would you
just
stop
had
saying
to put
everything's
gloves.
Oriental? Nothing is a rug. They're Asian.
Okay. Does that mean they're indigenous to Asia?
That went sidetrack.
Anyway,
So let's talk more local. All the fairs are on right now. As we now speak, the Clinton County Corn Festival is
Is on.
still on.
That's good.
Now, I will tell you this, and this is one thing I really liked about DeWine's little speechy last week was he's finally splitting up the counties, by color coding the counties.
Well, he has to now.
Well,
It's about
and here's the deal: if you're in some of those red counties or a godforsaken purple county that Franklin County is getting ready to be, you need to be doing all this stuff. You need to be having your butts inside. You need
do
probably
you
to
think?
have the mask
Do you think
on.
any of this came from the protests?
I'm sure it did.
Well,
Some
they
of
don't
it.
say that.
Well, no, they're not going to say.
Yeah,
that. They
yeah.
don't. But see, that's where we give government way too much credit.
Yeah.
They don't know where any of this stuff's coming from. I mean, they really don't. It's coming from
It's
everywhere.
China. It's come from
So,
China.
Well, yeah, it
Wuhan.
originated in China, we think. But I'll be honest with you, I think this was even maybe clear back in November. This stuff was here already.
Oh well, we know that. In
Oh,
fact, I think
yes.
sooner than that. I think
I
that
think I
some
had it in
people were saying
February.
February's after November.
Yeah.
After. Yeah.
Talk about before.
Right, but I think I had it in February.
February of last year,
No.
2018.
No. Let's see. I think about that for a minute.
We said November of last year, hon.
I'm saying
Do you
like
mean-
November
Yeah.
2019.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
or,
then
or maybe
February,
even September,
February of
October.
2020
I think some
follows
people
that.
said that they actually thought they had
good,
September,
yeah.
October. Okay.
Nothing gets by Kim over
Yeah,
here.
she's sharp
I'm
as
a
a tack
sharp-
this morning.
I'm the sharpest tool.
I'm going to Columbus tomorrow now, but so people understand this. The only time you have to wear a mask is if you're inside. Is
That's
that correct?
well, that's as we
far
understand
we
it,
understand, you
or
have to
where you
wear a
cannot
mask
socially distance 6 feet.
when you are inside. Now, when we were in Columbus yesterday,
Right.
we had to wear them anytime we were inside. So, like when we went to Target, you had to wear a mask, and they had giant signs outside of buildings that said "mask required."
Sydney was getting all paranoid because I put my mask on. I says, "I want to break some windows," and she was saying,
As he
"Shh,
was walking
don't-
into
don't."
Target very loudly.
I said,
Oh
"I want to break some windows or burn
As if
something."
Target had not already been targeted during looting and riots.
She was scared to
And all
death.
the
We were going to
Target
get
employees
arrested.
were staring at him, and he's just screaming this, and then he's walking around Target saying this very
It's like
loudly.
Going to Walmart with Jared.
That's where you need a little button on. I'm George Floyd's uncle.
I was like,
something.
"Are you serious right now? Like, I should have left you in the car."
Pickaway County
The dog.
Fairground fireworks
They
were
canceled
canceled.
them
Yeah,
up there.
up there on the 4th.
Well, didn't they at the last minute cancel the courthouse fireworks?
Well, they can't. It
I
wasn't
think
last
it was
minute.
a while
It's been a couple months ago they canceled.
Oh no, I thought someone had thought that they were on and they canceled them like that night or something.
Probably just don't
That
look
was
at the
only
news.
that was in their own mind. But yeah, Wilmington had theirs. I didn't go. I could have went to Hillsboro's and I didn't go. We had a great cruise last Friday down in Hillsboro. It was hot, about 30-some cars though, and they had fireworks that night, and we were just hot. And plus, we had some people said they were going to meet us down there that didn't, so we just went ahead and went on.
Well, it's
home.
going to be hot the next several days.
We didn't do anything.
I wonder who that was.
See, we never say we're going to meet anyone anywhere because we don't.
We don't.
You did. You did. You
Well, I
came
mean,
to the yard sale, made
yeah.
big money.
Yeah, we did that.
That was money.
We made money.
Money.
Well, we can do that again. We'll get Mac in there setting up and try to get a few
Bring
more.
his Avon.
We'll just go
Oh,
right around
he
the
doesn't
whole
do Avon
corner.
anymore. It's Tupperware.
No, he does Trump.
Well,
He
Trump.
has lots of Trump stuff he sells. Plus DVDs. He has DVDs. For
Well, someone asked about the Trump hats
Yeah, and he didn't. He wasn't there. I told
Friday.
him that.
Yeah,
If anybody wants baseball cards, we don't have any.
that's right. No baseball cards.
We had
yeah.
several people inquire about baseball
Well,
cards.
they're starting to get hot again.
And
So's
we
record
didn't
albums.
bring
If you have record albums and you're going to have a yard sale, you might want.
You like the
Look
vinyl?
those
Well,
out.
we sold quite a few DVDs,
Yes,
We
you did.
do have
and we've got
cassettes
boxes
we
of
could
them.
bring
Yeah, we're.
if anyone's interested in
You know
cassette.
what? People might buy. They're not going to
You
give
got the
much
Corona,
money
Kim?
for 'em.
Oh, jeez, I knew that was coming. I swear I did.
Charlie, take her temperature.
Bend over, Kim. Just kidding, Jared. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
He's gonna guard your body, all right.
That's my bodyguard. He knows I'm just messing. John Hill, you still have your Mustang? He's got a beautiful Olympic Mustang, 72 Mustang, and but I wouldn't know because I never see him drive it anymore.
So, Charlie, have you come up with your motorcycle yet?
You know,
Trike.
that's one of the reasons I'm going to Columbus tomorrow, because the guy is going to be setting up at that flea market that's at the drive-in there in Columbus.
What driving?
Well, if you go up 71, hit 270 east, I think it's like the High Street exit. You make a left, and there's a big drive-in down there on the right. And anyhow, this
That
guy's
almost
supposed
is right next to the Chinese restaurant, isn't it?
no.
Oh,
There probably is one around there though, because it's a big area. Anyhow,
Directions the same way.
I give you all the. You know what? You guys with directions. We used to do things by a map. And one thing that drives me crazy is you didn't give an address on this, or if a place doesn't have an address, you can't give an address.
what do you
damn
mean?
fool.
What place doesn't have
Damn.
any address?
Well, Sabina Park, for example. There's no mailing address at the Sabina Park. So we just tell everybody, go to the water tower.
the water
It's right next to the water tower. If you can't find the water
But
tower.
you told me that, I think this was a year ago, Sean Poole played there.
Yeah.
And I was at the park on the other side of the water
Well,
tower.
I can't help
so
it. You're not
that
that
doesn't even
intelligent.
work, Charlie.
Go to the water
There's two
tower.
parks.
Go to the
The
water
water
tower.
tower.
It's like there's a water tower. I can see the water tower from anywhere in Sabina.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
But you go
Sabina's-
to
So
it.
you go to it.
Oh, to the water tower.
Yes.
That's what I
Okay.
said. Go to
Not
the water
waterboarding,
tower.
water tower.
I was going to say, that would be a good
Brooke-
place to waterboard.
Brooke Prather's watching. How you doing, Brooke? And Heatwave says the pumpkin show is still a go.
Pumpkin show still.
Billy
That's good.
Ray Thorne
So the
is
Pumpkin
watching. How you
Festival
doing,
is a
Billy
go.
Ray?
That's good. I can get a pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, yeah. You can get pumpkin anything at the Pumpkin Festival.
Yes, you can.
I mean, I won't go to the festival. I'll still get a latte
Why do
somewhere.
you think Rick dressed in orange today?
I look like a
I'm also
pumpkin.
wearing orange.
Yeah, they're both in orange today. They're going to have a little pumpkin pie.
And so,
afterwards.
Charlie, what is this? Is this like every Tuesday you're the sports guy?
No, I just
You came
like
in with
wearing.
your-
I like wearing jerseys, and since it's Black Lives
And what is
Matter
your
stuff, I thought
what,
I'd wear
what
my
does yours say, Kim?
Lakers.
Lakers? You got your Laker girl thing on? Is that what that
That's
says,
not
Kim?
girls, it's Lakers.
I can't. Oh, it just says Lakers. So, what did you guys dress each other, or did you ask what you were going to wear in? So you
Kim,
could-
no.
so you could- what do you got on, Kim?
Harley.
Oh,
Harley.
Harley.
Yeah, it's,
I thought she said Lakers.
She's got.
he's got the Lakers.
I
got
can't
the
see it in the monitor that well. The monitor's not
You can't
that
see
sharp.
that
Yeah,
monitor
your
up there.
glasses.
We're not in HD, I guess. Well, I don't have my glasses on. Let me put my glasses on. Oh, wait a minute. These are for reading.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Jerry West, the Lakers, baby.
Moving on.
Kobe Bryant, Will Chamberlain, back in the day.
Oh,
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson.
Just throwing out my Lakers. That's all.
That's because we're old, and those are the people that we know 20 years ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
I met a Laker. I met AC Green. AC Green, he wrote a book, and he was out here at like a Christian concert, hockey game type thing. We were actually playing my Christian band, and he came up. Man, that dude's tall. I mean, I'm 6
Well,
foot.
he's a basketball player,
and
Charlie.
I'm looking like this at him.
You got to be like 6'4".
Oh,
That's,
no, he's probably 6'7".
that's like a
6'8".
guard today.
Yeah.
6'4" is a guard.
Yeah, he's huge. Can't see monitors because you are old. That's what Brooks Prather says.
What's that say? Trying to connect?
Yep, trying to reconnect.
Oh, no.
There it goes. It does that occasionally. I don't
Okay.
know why. It's on your Wi-Fi.
Is it? Fiber.
Fiber optic.
We're on our fiber.
Yep.
I'm going to have to call and complain.
Levi Matthews is on. What's going on, Levi? So what else we got going on here? Let's see. So there's some local stuff we talked about. Mask, if you go to Dayton, you're going to get fined $85. Columbus, you said it's a $1,000 fine.
It's
That's
up
right.
to $1,000.
And that's Toledo. That's every major city in Ohio now. And I think that the governor probably was behind the scenes talking with his Democrat mayors about instituting the mask, but he didn't want to. He didn't have the gonads to do it himself, so he was getting the mayors to do his dirty work.
I'm going to tell you what. I hate to say this, but when I was in Orlando last year, we went down and checked out a Magic game. I'm not that big an NBA guy, but I like some NBA. And I tell you, really, honest to God, we left after halftime. One, because the game was terrible.
The Magic sucked.
Orlando was getting killed. But honestly, I felt like I was in a foreign country. No one around us was speaking English, and it was crazy.
So
now,
what were they speaking?
But now,
Puerto
wait a minute.
Rican?
Spanish, yeah.
Puerto Rican's not a language.
But now, today, well, actually twice this last week, I felt like I was in a foreign country. I went up.
Today?
We were going, today, and then the other day we went up to Yellow Springs. And it's crazy because Yellow Springs, because, we're doing our little one-day trips, checking out
You mean
places.
Hippie Haven?
Well,
Oh, Yellow Springs is awesome.
Oh, no, it's not. It's really going down the tubes. All you saw was everybody's sign, be kind, wear a
Oh, dear.
mask. Be
Yeah.
kind,
They're
wear a
hippies.
mask.
They think they're hippies.
But, and get this, the best sign I saw was this, Dr. Amy Acton Fan Club.
Oh,
That was a sign somebody put in their yard, Dr. Amy Acton.
there's only one good
Fan
thing
Club.
in Yellow Springs, and that's the pizza.
Dave Chappelle.
Ha.
Dave Chappelle, yeah. Ha-ha
Yeah,
pizza's
I guess
really
they had a heck of
Peaches
a
is pretty
fireworks. I'll be honest with you, I will never ever spend any money in Yellow Springs again. Not that I ever spent much there to begin with, but I didn't feel like an American going through their town. That's how radical. I mean, it's
Well,
always
I agree with
radical.
you. That's-
I think
that
even more
Berkeley,
radical now.
California is very similar. There are
Yeah. Haight Ashbury.
there are the more radical parts of the country where you even wonder why these people are here. Shouldn't they be living somewhere else?
Then today I go to get my iced tea, which you see I don't have, and my Pop-Tarts at our little local gas station at Westside, and I about died. I get ready to go in. I don't even go in the store because the line is backed up, probably 10 deep, and of course they're all social distancing, which makes it look like it's 30.
So what are they buying, lotto tickets? Or what?
They're all Mexicans.
Well,
Every one
maybe
of
there's
them.
a project they're working on.
There is. I found that out later. Then there was more Mexicans rolling in. And down, I went down to the other gas station, and there was Mexicans there. And I have no problem against Mexicans. I want the only way I would have stayed maybe if it was 10 pretty girls in line, But 10 white guys, 10 black guys. I'm not going to wait for 10 people in line, I'm not going to
Are
do
you
that.
talking about 10 Latina women?
No, those guys.
Oh, okay.
And I guess they're all working on the railroad. They're taking out old ties and putting in new ties and that. I bet you there was, just between the two places I stopped at, there's probably 30 or 40 of them.
So are you saying that these are undocumented people?
Did he have to go there?
Well, I say he's probably right.
Yeah. Taking American jobs?
I would say you're right.
Yeah.
I would
Deport
say
them.
I don't know if they're
Call
undocumented.
the INS.
Because you can come in on, what can you come in on, a work?
Call the INS.
You can come in on
Call
a work,
ICE.
what do they call
Work
that?
visa.
Work visa, yeah.
But they probably don't have one.
We got
Does
like
anyone even broach
11.5% unemployment here.
that
In
we've-
Ohio,
we can't leave our country. Does everybody
Ohio,
realize that?
Ohio
We can't
actually.
leave. Does anybody realize
Ohio,
that?
who cares?
Jerry
I don't want to go
Keplinger,
anywhere.
we had
I
a
like
little-
it here.
We had a little connection problem. That's why it did that. We're back, though. We're back.
I happen to like it here. I don't want to go anywhere.
That's not the
Who wants to
thing.
go anywhere?
But if you want to, you should have the freedom and the right to do so.
Well,
That's what I'm getting at.
Carlos Bryant's
I think it's.
watching.
I think if we won't let people come in, they shouldn't let us go. So that's
You
fair.
can't be
That's all fair.
serious.
I don't
What's
care.
that?
If they won't let people, I'm rendered speechless.
It's not written anywhere where the world has to let people. In fact, they don't. I mean, we've got the most open borders of any country in
Yeah,
the
I'll
world.
agree with that.
So
I'll agree with
too
that.
open. But
So, Charlie, why you probably didn't love Orlando is it is highly populated with A, tourists, and B, people from everywhere.
Yeah, but-
Cuba and,
It was
it's
just really
so
weird.
many different
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
they're
Rico,
American
people
citizens.
who have like
See,
flocked
people don't
from
realize that Puerto Rico's not another
Somalians.
country.
Yes, Dominican Republic,
And
absolutely.
basically, I lived in Orlando for a while,
Yeah.
and there's so many people that I hate to sound so like xenophobic, but people that don't speak English.
There
like,
are
especially
tons. Yeah.
Yes.
that do not speak English.
I agree.
And,
There
Yes.
are tons.
and that hate Americans,
Yes.
especially.
Well,
and it rag on Americans and our culture that it's crazy, or the tourists.
So what are
that
they
just there to
doing
go
here?
To Disney,
I don't
and
understand that.
also,
What
like,
are they
hate
doing
the
here?
locals, that it's ridiculous.
They're working.
I don't understand. Even these idiots that think they go to college at these radical colleges and universities here in this country, move, go to another country. Oh, they won't
Oh,
let
wait,
you.
they won't let you.
Yeah. Okay.
Your rights are stopped here.
Yeah. So
Because they advertise that, for example, Disney World is in Orlando, Florida. It's not. It's actually in a whole nother city called Celebration, Florida.
Yes.
That is right outside of Orlando, Florida. It's not even in, technically, Orlando, Florida. So that they have their own laws there. There's no alcohol after 9 p.m. You can't drink alcohol within the Disney parks.
Can't
except for
keep
within
mice.
one restaurant.
Mice are not
and you
allowed.
can't have more than 2 drinks
Mice
in
are
that
not
one
allowed.
restaurant.
Oh
Like,
my
they
gosh.
do not allow certain things. So, like, they can make their own laws there.
they have strip clubs.
No, there's no strip clubs.
No strip clubs.
In
Sounds
that
like Vatican
city.
City.
Like,
Wow.
so that's how they stop all of the unruly
Riffraff.
Unruliness of
The
the world.
riffraff.
behavior. And
Well,
stuff.
and I didn't mind. I mean, I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be there speaking.
Well, yeah, because they come from
I
all
really
over the
felt
world
like
when they're
I
allowed.
was the minority. You know what I mean? I felt very uncomfortable.
Like, actual Americans are the minority
Yeah.
in Orlando, Florida.
They are. They are. Well, yeah, but if you get out to Disney in that area, it's not as bad because you have more of the
Yeah.
tourists.
Yeah, tourists.
And we stayed over at Cocoa Beach, which was nice. I mean, and it was, it was.
But granted, Cocoa Beach is like another
Isn't-
hour.
isn't that
from
where, like-
the
Ron
actual-
Jones
Hey, wait a minute.
Surf Shop.
Yeah.
Isn't
Isn't that
45
where?
minutes
Isn't
to
that where
an
like
hour
Major
from-
Nelson and I Dream
Yes,
of Jeannie
yes,
was? He was in
absolutely.
Cocoa Beach.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful
Isn't
there,
there
but
like
also
an
very expensive.
Air Force base there or
We
something?
just went there for vacation
Yeah.
a couple of weeks or a year ago. a
People
couple years
can't
ago.
actually afford to live
Is
there.
that where they make Cocoa Puffs?
No.
Cocoa Beach?
No, that's where all the big ships go out of, and you're real close to Kennedy
big what?
Space Center.
The big what?
The big ships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of the Carnival Cruise Lines, Disney Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
It's
go out from there.
8:04, so I better get this in because we've only had one more minute before I get fined $15,000. You're listening to WZAA 106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Charlie, you should have caught that. You're the big host.
Yeah, but I don't have.
David Hiles.
I'm waiting for a clock
Come
still.
on, Hiles.
We do.
When
we
are
do
gonna
need
get
a
him
studio
on the
clock.
show?
I was just thinking of that on my way in. We need a studio clock. Like,
Do I need
like
to,
they
like,
have at
buy one of those
WLW.
$5
No.
clocks?
These are going to be the studio clocks like at
actually, he just has to
WLW,
move
Charlie. Here, I don't have one. I had one on my phone. I'll have to.
I think that would be a great debate.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hiles and Mr. Phillips.
Mr.
there.
Hiles, he doesn't want to come in because he's afraid it would turn into a physical.
That's like Mike.
altercation.
That's like Mike Snar. Mike Snar. We'd have these conversations, and he would say, "Well, why don't you come in and talk to my class?" I said, "Hey, give me the day." Never did give me a day. Scared
he
to
was my
death.
professor at Wilmington. I had
Yeah.
done some
Why
time
are all
classes
these
with him.
crazy liberals afraid to
We're
actually
not
have
crazy
dialogue?
liberals.
Because they obviously
You're
are
not. We talked about
afraid.
on that
Yeah,
way
but-
in.
They're afraid to debate.
All right, we see this problem in Orlando, Florida, which is here in America. We have a very similar issue, for example, in Paris, France, which
Oh,
I know
Paris.
you guys probably, I don't know if any of you have been
Paris?
there, but
I've never
it's a
been
very
there.
similar issue there because a lot of tourists
French hate
flock
the
to there,
tourists, don't
and
they?
the French hate the tourists.
Yeah,
And
you
most
always
of
hear
them
about French being
don't
stuck
even
up.
speak French that flock there, or they don't speak the dialect of the French people. They just speak.
You mean
other
the
dialects of
Parisians?
French.
Are we talking the
And-
Parisians?
Yes.
Okay.
The
Right.
Parisians, and most of them are not. I mean, even people that live in France, most of them are not Parisians that live in Paris. So,
Can you speak French?
yes, I do speak French.
Do
but
you?
anyway, so now we have the EU borders closed
Yes.
to Americans.
Yes. To America. Yes.
And-
But you can get in.
I'm okay
I can get
with
in.
that.
Are you, that's like Trump not allowing any from the Muslims or anybody in. That's the same thing, don't you think?
I'm
I mean,
okay with that right now.
You're,
Because
However,
of the virus.
Yep.
Well, that's because you've been indoctrinated.
For
Fear has
example,
got you that way. See?
if I were to travel,
No,
over
I just
there
don't
right
want them
now,
coming here because they'll stay here. I don't want them
I
staying
would
here.
be subjected to a 14-day quarantine upon arrival.
Yes, that's silly.
And I couldn't take him with me.
I have no problem
You
visiting.
dual citizenship, don't you? So
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah, she can go. I
That's
can't
what
go.
I thought. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want to go
what
anywhere.
does that 14-day quarantine involve? Are they going to lock me in a room for 14 days? Like,
Well,
do
once
I
it-
have to stay in a hospital room?
Stick
What
a
is that? What
Q-tip
is
to
that?
your
What
brain?
does that mean?
No, they're going to send you home, and they're going to say, "Now
Like-
we want you to do this 14-day quarantine."
But how
for
are they
your
going to
health."
know I actually do
They're
it?
not.
Right.
That's what I'm trying
Ankle
to say.
Unless
bracelet.
they come start knocking
Ankle
on
bracelet.
How are
doors.
they going to know
Monitoring.
that
Big Brother,
I do it?
the contact
Or how are they
tracing.
going to know
Your
I don't go
phone.
to another country for 14 days?
Government is not. You guys are giving government way too much credit. They aren't going to know anything.
Because in Europe, all the
I
countries
want
are
to
right
know
on
where
top of
my
each other. I could
stimulus
just
check
walk
is.
into
Where
another
is
country
my
at any time.
stimulus check? Speaking of government,
Germany and the Netherlands and France, all right there.
They're all right on top of each other.
I'm still waiting.
Speaking of government, just so everybody knows, remember the tax deadline was extended till July 15th, so you only have a few more days.
I know,
to
but I heard that they
get
were going to
filed.
extend it to September the 15th.
Yeah, but they obviously aren't because
They need the
Congress-
money?
Congress just went on vacation for like 2 weeks, so you're not going to get any kind of stimulus thing for 2 weeks.
Well, they just took a vacation 2 weeks ago.
They're getting ready to take another 10 to 15
How
days
do I
off.
get on that payroll
Oh,
where I
gosh.
can always be on vacation and
$100
get that kind of money?
$186,000 a
I'm just
year
saying,
and another $100,000 a year.
sign
And
me up for that
Well,
job.
speaking of how you feel like being treated like you're in a foreign country in your own country, tell people yesterday kind of what you went through, and did you feel like you're a prisoner, or did you feel like you're a patient yesterday?
well, did we go to Flavor Town? Is it
Oh,
Flavorville?
have mercy.
In Flavor
I think you
Town.
should call Snowflakeville.
I mean, I kind of felt like a prisoner. Upon arrival, first of all, my husband wasn't allowed in the door. I showed up. They said I had to wear a surgical mask. I couldn't even wear my own mask.
Now, is everybody else's husband, or was that just your husband?
That was just
No,
me.
no one else was allowed. No one
They
was
saw me. They
allowed
said,
to bring a visitor
that
in,
guy
not
cannot
just
come in.
me.
We
You
know
had to
that
go
guy.
in by yourself. They said I couldn't wear my own mask. I had to wear a surgical mask, their surgical
Couldn't-
mask.
couldn't wear your own
so
mask.
You couldn't wear your own mask. Had to be their surgical mask. So even if you had your own surgical mask, had to be their surgical mask.
So now I have it.
And your surgical mask had to be changed every 3 hours.
Right.
So if you're going to be there all day, they'd give you a new one every 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They took your temperature. They assigned you an escort, like a medical escort, to follow you around and escort you around.
That was
the
to make sure you
building.
didn't get free and
So
go
you
somewhere
didn't
else and
just,
infect
be
people.
freely
Yeah.
walking around
Yeah.
the
That's exactly
hospital.
right.
Then they got you checked in, had you sit down in an assigned seat. You couldn't choose where you sat down. Then you waited till someone called your name for your appointment or whatever procedure you were having. The nurse came to get you. Then they wiped down your seat, sanitized your seat like your butt had the coronavirus on it. because you don't want that corona butt.
No.
No corona.
So then I was escorted by the nurse back to my procedure. So back to the hospital room.
And what was your procedure?
The EEG, I already talked about that.
Yeah.
Those are just letters. No one knows what that means.
They
yeah,
induced
she said
seizures
that
on me. I
earlier.
already
We've
explained
been there, done that.
that I had the seizures, and I
Electroencephalocardiogram, I
Encephalio?
think so.
Okay. All right.
electromagnetic.
I like waterboarding better.
So that wasn't the anal probing.
No anal probing.
No.
Just
All right.
electromagnetic
Just checking.
induced.
That's next time.
Lexi
Is this
Doddridge.
still sponsored
I'm
by the Christian
glad-
University?
No,
Lexi,
no.
No.
Lexi Doddridge.
What up, y'all?
Is Lex-
I'll
is
say hi
Lexi on?
to you, even though you didn't say hi to me. I'll
weren't
say hi
anymore.
to you. Mavis Pearly, how you doing?
Hey,
See,
y'all.
Lexi Doddridge just say hi, Sid, but to hell with the rest of
Hey.
us, you know.
Just chopped liver.
Thanks, Lex. Thanks, you're cool. All right. People don't
Lexi
realize,
lives in Columbus
People
now.
don't realize when they. Yeah, she got her a man too.
Yes, she
Yes,
does.
and he's so cute.
Really?
Yes.
I think she could do
They are
better.
so cute together.
Charlie, I'm already married.
I like all their pics on Facebook.
I think
She looks so happy.
she does. And
Yeah.
I'm glad for
And
her.
that's what makes me happy,
But
is that she looks happy.
I think she could do better.
You don't know
Charlie's
anything
trying to
about
start
this young
some,
man.
and I can't say it because obviously that's one of the words we can't say. You're starting some doo-doo, Charlie.
You always got to start something.
She goes, love you all, I promise.
You're such an instigator.
No, I like Lexi.
You're totally an instigator.
I like Lexi. I don't.
That's beside the point.
Lexi,
Yeah.
That would be your patch name, instigator.
here's the inside thing. If you're
that would
ever
be it.
having to
That'll be your
take
name.
a
That would
long,
be like, that would be it.
if you got to go on a long trip, Lexi's the person to be in the car with you because she has some interesting stories.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
let's leave that right there. See, here we go. Just back to Sid. Thank you, Sid. Appreciate that.
Well, it's
Lexi, I was
true.
complimenting you. It might have been in a bad way, but I was complimenting you.
That doesn't even
Well,
make
you were
any
ragging
sense.
on
You
her
can't
boyfriend.
be
You
like
can't rag on
I
her
see some
boyfriend.
backpedaling
Like-
going on here.
No, I said
You don't backhand compliment someone like,
I said I think she can do
meant-
better. That's all I said. I don't even know the guy. He's probably a good guy. It looks like
He's
is he,
probably a
is
good
he
guy.
is he a
Yeah, I've
coach?
never met him, but-
Is he? I've never met him. Is he a coach for Ohio State girls basketball or what?
I think they work together.
Well, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
assuming that's how they
He
met.
said Ohio State.
work
girls
together at Ohio State.
See, I've
I don't know
I've
what he
crept,
does, but
I've
they
crept,
must work
looked at his
together at
profile.
Ohio.
Are you
So-
a lurker?
oh, so
Lord.
Charlie's been
You're a
lurking.
creep. Yeah.
And actually, Lexi, just so you know, and I'm a little bit upset about
Charlie
this.
has revealed himself.
No, wait a minute. Lexi, I bought a Timberwolves hat, and I bought a Timberwolves
a little
shirt
late.
He is really,
Because
really trying now.
of
Yeah.
you.
Reaching.
Trying to reconnect. See, that's what it did.
I should probably cut you off, Charlie.
I
She's
did.
the
I
one who
bought
cut the feed.
I bought a Timberwolves shirt and a Timberwolves hat because I knew Lexi Doddridge worked for the Timberwolves. So
Did he find them at
Facebook,
a
sorry
yard
about
sale?
that. We're trying to reconnect, but I don't know why. It's Rick's Wi-Fi
Oh,
out here.
Heatwave said his birthday's the 15th.
Happy birthday,
So happy
Heatwave.
early birthday.
15. Yeah.
How old are you, Heatwave?
We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat.
Still trying to connect, Charlie.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I mean, I go punch it.
I'll go punch it. Want to go punch it?
Just go
Try it.
Don't hit the red box though. That's
Do you want
finished.
the red box?
No, that's finished. Just hit like the little circle.
The little circle is
It's a
spinning.
spinning circle, yeah. We gotta touch it.
I did.
It's not working,
Yeah, it's
Charlie.
not
Not doing
working.
anything.
Well,
Well, I mean, I think
don't
it's
know.
still working.
no.
I don't know
we're
if it's
froze up
still
on
it's
here.
frozen up on here too.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, well, that's too bad.
We'll restart.
Well, we can do that.
You want me to do that?
Sure.
So,
Go
it's,
ahead.
so retry. Hit the red box.
Hit the red box.
All right.
Ending live video. So Facebook people, we will be
We'll
back
be
in a
right
minute.
back.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
there it was again. No.
All right, now I think you got to hit the
Try
button.
again.
Hit share real quick. Now go up there and hit live.
Have mercy.
I was going to say, how do you read all that sideways?
And then just go ahead and start live video. There we
Okay,
go.
let's try again.
We'll try this again. I mean, it is on the Wi-Fi, isn't it? that might be something we need to check out.
I don't
too.
know.
I would assume if it's not on the Wi-Fi.
Haven't you paid
maybe-
for? Don't you have
why don't you
unlimited,
go
Charlie?
Get that?
Go get what?
My phone. Let's see. Maybe I'm not on Rick's Wi-Fi. Maybe that's why it's doing it.
Pull up.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just
'cause
bring
we
the
have
whole thing.
fiber, and I don't know
Just bring the
how
whole
it would
thing
be
over here.
coming
What do you
out.
mean with the whole everything?
You can unplug that cord there.
Well, I was going to. They said bring the whole thing.
So now everybody on YouTube can see what Charlie is up
So
to.
we're still here and we're still live over the radio, so we
That's
have
true.
to keep
Yes,
talking
sir.
Yeah.
because
Don't want any
people
dead
are
air.
probably like, what the
Our
heck is
our
going on here?
advertisers and sponsors
And,
will object if we don't keep
We
the.
should probably say something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Something.
Charlie's our IT guy this morning,
He's not even on the Wi-Fi. That's probably the issue.
and so you're not even on it.
He wasn't on it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if I'm on it now.
Yeah, now he's.
So
not.
Charlie is now
That
on
was the
our
issue.
fiber.
That may have been the problem.
Okay. So we're now on the fiber.
All right, we are.
So
back.
that was the problem. Charlie was on what your
I guess is on a cell phone
you
data.
on
or
your
something.
data
Cell
plan?
phone data.
You got yeah, just on me.
A little more. All right. There
Yeah,
we
you got to
go.
make sure you get yourself in, Kim. Yeah, don't break it.
Wait a minute. Are we upside down now?
I don't.
No,
We're not upside down.
We're right side.
But
no,
well,
we're not.
the discussion is coming.
Yeah, I think we're upside
It's
down
coming
now.
sideways.
So you might need to go over and turn it.
Well, you're going to send a girl to do the man's job?
How do you want me to do? What do you
How-
want?
how
Just
is
go
it
like that.
sideways?
Just flip
The
it,
phone? Just move it like so?
and then
back?
flip
Flip it back. Still didn't do. Charlie, what are you doing?
Killing me, Kim.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, rotate your phone. There you go. Rotate your phone. There you go. rotate here. Rotate your phone.
I don't know
Like
what's
so?
going on. y'all.
I'm getting dizzy.
Okay, there we go.
Turn your
I had a
phone while
seizure yesterday.
recording.
Y'all trying to make me seize out again. I
So you
ain't
got to
playing
stop
with y'all.
recording, and then you have to start it
I
again.
don't even
Again?
know.
I don't know, Charlie.
Go ahead. Start it again.
Start
Go
it
ahead.
again. Let's do
Y'all playing
this.
with me.
How do y'all do a phone on Facebook? That's what our topic is today.
Well,
the
you
comments
don't.
are coming sideways, but
Yeah.
the pictures.
Well, and we don't care about the comments because you see the
I can
comments
get 'em.
down here.
Okay.
Will the comments be sideways on the finished product?
Actually, what it'll be
Does
on
it
the finished
matter?
product
I don't know.
is we're going to be sideways and the comments are going to be right.
Well, Charlie, you better
We're
fix
sideways
this.
anyways, aren't we?
Well, you can see us in all our glory on YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with that because we're using the studio system on YouTube.
Why is the AC still on?
I like it.
Yeah.
See, that's
Cool,
what.
cool, calm and
Now we're
collected.
sideways.
Yeah, that's the way we are right now.
Well, someone go make us right
Yeah, I'm
ways
getting
up.
dizzy.
I can't fix it.
Bring
Charlie.
it here. Bring it here. Bring it here.
Okay, here we go again.
Bring it here. Let's try this again. I'm sure everybody's commenting. Hey, you guys
All
are
right, I gotta go
sideways.
Oh, okay. All right. Hang on.
Technical difficulties.
Everybody's leaving. It's not good. Finish. Let's try this again. Dean Thompson goes laugh out loud on there. All right.
Hey, Dean.
Let's try this again here. Boing.
Is that better?
Share.
What's that little dangly thing there, Charlie? Oh, that's a handle.
That? Yeah, well, you can kind of like straighten it up.
Okay.
So there you go. Let's see. Let's
Looks
try
like
this.
the lander from the moon
Let's
lander
try this
from the.
again here. Okay, that's not working like that.
I hope he doesn't get paid by the hour.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. We should be able to just turn this thing and it should go, but it's not. So you guys, I tell you what, let me get
setting.
you a topic here, and then you guys can talk about why I fix
All right,
this.
give us a
How
topic.
about
Waterboarding?
Trump's coronavirus? 99% is no big deal.
Yeah, that's what he. So he said. And I've seen that on a lot of news programs. That I can't say that he's terribly wrong. I can't for once in my life.
Well,
I would think the hospitals would be inundated with sick people, and there would be coughers and hackers and everybody. I haven't seen one sick person. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, to me, the interesting thing is that I think when you go to the hospital, they're basically empty. and they're laying off nurses.
Yes.
And they're not going to lay them off. What they do is like they did at Kettering. What the one nurse told us at Kettering: on 5 days, off 5 days. That way they can't apply for unemployment.
Everybody's got an angle, don't they?
Well, you can tell they're begging people to come in for their regular surgeries and things like that because obviously they're losing tons of money, even though they're getting how much for claiming that people have corona. Charlie, your phone's acting crazy. That's more
Somebody's
interesting
gotta
than the
worry about you.
conversation here. Were you cold, Sydney? No, okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't have much body weight there.
I was gonna
She's,
say,
she's
yeah,
a little
there's-
tiny thing.
She is.
She's just
Us, though.
she's just
The air. Did you fix it?
well, we got the time. Looks good, Charlie.
Here I go again.
And that yeah, just like that. There you go, Kim. Yeah. All right.
For
There you
real
go.
this time.
Okay.
Does my mic? No, my mic works.
You're good. You're good. Come on. Sit
All right.
down. Here you
And
go.
we'll get
Don't-
Sure, I can sit down
we'll
now.
get
Don't
Kim in the
touch it.
picture. Okay.
It's back.
All
We're
right.
back.
All right.
Of course, we all switched seats. So if you look now, see, we're all sitting opposite where we were.
Look at that.
Isn't that
They
cool?
used to do that.
How did that happen?
How'd that happen? Because if you look at the bottom of the screen there, see all the little things going across the bottom?
What do you mean we switch seats?
The screen just
Look
mirrors.
at your
It's like a
screen up
mirror
there.
image, like-
Then look down
Oh,
here.
okay. All right.
Okay, if you see a second little thing over there that looks like a magic wand, if you hit it, it comes up and it shows these boxes. They're like mirror image boxes. You hit the left one, and it puts you where you're normal. See, like on the main screen, my lady
On a
It's
monitor.
It's just
Right.
mirroring.
On
how
the
we-
studio
That's how we're
monitor.
actually sitting.
Yeah, on the studio monitor, it's the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're messing with you. So if you watch us on YouTube,
But
we're
no one
sitting
sees the
one way,
studio
and
monitor,
if
so
you
they
go
don't
to
have any idea
Facebook,
anyway.
We're sitting another way.
Well, but YouTube, we are also the same way on YouTube. It's just that on the monitor, on the studio monitor, we're opposite.
We are
Okay.
the only ones who can't see ourselves the right way, basically. But they can't see what we're looking
I
at.
think people already knew
It's
that.
the zoo, so it doesn't matter.
I think people already knew that.
So there's that. We sound like a bunch of lunatics.
All right.
All right, Charlie.
We're back
But
on.
we're back.
We're back on. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's see.
All right. Are you guys back?
Dean
Is the
Thompson says we're
better
okay.
question.
All right, thanks, Dean.
So there
Thanks.
we go.
When you
Dean is
tell
the
us we're
only
okay,
person
we know we're
watching,
okay.
probably.
Dean stopped by and saw us last
the
Friday.
yard
too.
sale.
Yeah.
Didn't bring me his extra food either. So we
No,
threw
they
out
had
onion
some
rings.
onion rings, and he and Dave threw out their onion rings. That
I
was
can't believe that.
that was terrible.
Speaking of food and restaurants, if you've seen the fast food, like for instance, Kentucky Fried Chicken and Taco Bell, I can just say this, when they have the contactless, they get the money with gloves on their hands and they hand everything out in like a
In a
pan,
tray
in
or a
tray.
pan, yeah.
They don't change their gloves.
Yeah.
So whatever they're touching, money, it's all cross contaminated anyway. So I don't see this
There-
personal protective
I know
equipment.
there isn't. No, it's pointless.
It's pointless. It's exactly right. It's asinine, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's.
What about this change shortage? Have you guys heard anything
Yeah.
about that?
It's a lie. They're trying to move us towards a cashless society so that they can track all of our whereabouts and
That's
everything
right.
you spend money on by doing it all
That's
through
right.
debit and credit. And
got
it's
it.
all a freaking sham.
All my
so
stripper
that
money
they
I'll
can
have to
get-
pay tax on
Oh
from
my
now
God.
on.
Don't even get me started.
How do you leave?
exactly right.
How do you do that?
I think, are you talking like Bitcoin?
No,
Or
it's a
do you-
strip club. How would you do that if it was all debit and credit?
Cash App,
Cashless.
I'm
I see
joking,
what you're
folks.
saying.
You got the
OnlyFans?
cash app. Don't you have like a cash
Wait,
app
you
or
don't
something?
have OnlyFans
Would you put
now?
that on my
I
cash app?
somehow doubt that.
What is it?
I see.
But that's none of my business. I digress.
Cash app.
Cash App.
Okay.
Put it on the cash app.
That's true. Like a cashless society.
Venmo?
that's- I can't even.
Well, no. Okay, well, let's get into that for
Square?
a second because,
PayPal?
in all honesty, if everybody was using digital money, the government would know exactly how much
Zelle?
money you have, how much money you earn, how much money you spend.
Where you spend it, what you buy.
That's right. They would know everything.
How much money you make
every
under
little
the
detail.
table?
No,
Social
you wouldn't make
currency.
money
There's
under
no-
the
that's
table.
what I'm saying.
There'd be no
That's
under
what
the
I'm
table
saying.
money. You'd pay tax on everything that came into your digital account. In fact, it would come out probably immediately. Wouldn't even have to file a tax return. They just take it as it came in.
I bet you're right.
You know.
I will say that.
Yeah, and of course, obviously, they'd know everything that you did, so that they would be able to
And they
blackmail
could
you.
also
Big
give
brother.
you currency based on your habits and patterns, just like they do in China. You know, whether or not you like the government
Social,
or act out
yeah.
against
If you're
the
socially
government,
proper,
you know,
yeah.
social currencies.
You get some reward, extra $1,200 a month or whatever, $1,200 a year. But
Nobody sees anything wrong.
well,
with this.
think about this. Okay, so let's say that the government,
Whether or not
because
you're
we
compliant.
already have the Federal Reserve, which controls a lot of the flow of money and the way that money works. And it's not controlled really by the government. The Federal Reserve is an independent private company. But if the government had a digital currency and you use the digital currency, let's just say that this month we were a little light on money to operate or put a road in or whatever. They just scrape a little off the top of your account. Let's take an extra 2% this month because we're a little short. Or, you know, if they,
Arbitrarily, I think so.
and they could use it to stimulate the economy. So let's say that people were saving more than they were spending. The government could say, okay, now that you're saving money, we're going to charge you to have your money in the digital account 2%. And so you'd be more inclined to spend it so that you
If
weren't
we
paying
became-
tax
We
on it.
could very easily become the second Venezuela
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
in like
Yes.
2.5 seconds.
Yes. Yes.
Are we heading there
I'm just
already?
saying.
Oh well, we're
Like
getting
rich,
yeah.
but very poor, and have the elites at the top, and the rest of us at the bottom
The trickle
with
down.
nothing,
That's exactly right.
and be waiting in line to have food to
Rations.
survive,
Yes.
and rationed food, and
Yes.
then you'd be able to eat and then get back in line to wait for your next meal.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that's going on already.
I'm just saying.
There's,
But
I mean,
everyone,
food banks
because
everywhere. right now.
everyone.
Well,
Because
even the food banks
richest
are not getting
resources,
food.
But the poorest and
Oh, no, they're
people
getting food.
everywhere.
They're getting food. Food banks are getting lots of food.
From the food fairy.
I've got some friends that have been to a couple of them, and
Well,
one, whoo, my goodness. I mean,
you mean they make the rounds?
well, yeah.
Yeah.
A couple that make the rounds, one that just goes to one place every week, and my goodness, I can't believe some of the stuff they bring home.
The only problem in most cases, the food is already day old, so it's you've
not
almost
always,
you almost have to consume it immediately, or you know it's going to go bad. The same thing with the bread and you know those things.
No. There've been a couple people I know that went to them, and one was all canned, a lot of old canned goods, so it stayed for
Well,
a
canned
while.
goods, yeah, they last a
And
while.
then the other one was kind of more like what you were saying, but it would last a couple of weeks. A lot of fresh food.
Fresh produce.
Yeah,
I
a
don't
lot of
know where
fresh
they're getting that.
produce, Yeah. Well, Kroger's and Walmart.
Yeah, but
make a lot.
but Kroger's not giving you. You know, when I volunteered at Sugar Tree, we weren't getting stuff that was fresh, meaning it came in and they just took it off the shelves and sent it over to Sugar Tree. They got the breads and everything else that were day old or you know that were going to
That's the
expire.
expiration,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to volunteer at Feeding America when I lived in Tampa and I was in college, and every week it would kind of fluctuate. Like sometimes there'd be fresh stuff and canned
Right.
goods and bread.
Well, I
and
mean,
stuff, and
the
then
reason
half
the
the
reason
time,
it fluctuates is you don't know.
It was different every
It
week.
depends
Like,
on the
sometimes
buying
there was
habits
fresh
of
stuff
people.
and
You know,
sometimes there was more
no one
canned
wants
goods
asparagus
and,
this week.
Well,
sometimes there
Got
was
all
baked
kinds of
goods
asparagus
and,
now at the food pantry.
You know, sometimes there's bags of salad. You never knew what it was
Right.
going to be, you know. So
Right. Well, that's true. I mean, weekly.
sometimes it was like you'd get 5 loaves of bread in your box.
Yeah, and
like it was.
a lot of them are weekly, and then there's some are monthly. You know, so but the weekly ones, yeah, they definitely change
so
all the
it's-
time.
But you definitely have people that go to all the food pantries. You know, they know that this one's on Thursday and this one's on Wednesday and this one's on Tuesday, and so they make the rounds.
You know, it was kind of weird because there'd be people that would show up and like complain about the things that would be in the boxes, and I'd
Oh,
be
yeah,
like, "Wow,
it's
like you're getting
free."
this stuff for free. Like, how are you
Exactly.
going to complain
Yes,
about what's
I
in the
agree with
box?
that.
Like,
Yep.
it's free. Like, we're just giving this to you. Like,
We used to do that in Sabina with our car show. We'd donate money to the Christmas baskets, and we stopped doing that because we found out people weren't accepting some of the stuff, and they were like throwing it out on the way home.
Well, I
and
bet you
stuff
didn't
that they
return
didn't
it
like.
if it's got tags
Yeah,
on it.
give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, things
There's
have
always
changed.
people that abuse any system, I think.
Well, and things have changed dramatically as far as I can remember. When I first started volunteering at Sugar Tree, they were paying people's utility bills. They were helping them with their rent. They were giving them gas cards so that they could get to and from places. Little by little, all that has dried up simply because people are not donating as much as they used to because they're finding it difficult themselves to feed their families. So it's kind of hard to donate huge sums of food and money and things like that if you're not making it on your own.
And there's nothing wrong with using those services. That's what it is. The only thing that I kind of think's bad is like Rick said. Some people go to all 4 or 5 of them going on, and let's not take from other people. That's the only thing that's bad about that.
Well,
but
and
it's a like homeless people in Wilmington. I mean, really, as long as you got a place to go to the bathroom, you could have enough food.
Sidewalk.
Just going to all the places that offer food in Wilmington, you had enough food that you could eat all week long pretty easily.
Well, and Sugar Tree actually feeds people. Usually it's dinner. 5 o'clock or thereabouts. But they also they have, for instance, they've been cooking out, which they used to do that just one day a week. I think it was like on Friday, and I think that they've been doing. They have to worry about the social distancing,
Right.
and that kind of thing. But
They don't though. If you drive by there, they're on top of each other just like we are here.
yeah, well, you don't have the corona, do you?
I don't think so.
Well, you're sweating an awful lot.
I'm not sweating at all today.
You got
I'm cool
perspiration under your
I'm cool
eyes.
as a watermelon.
Makeup person, come in here and blot his eyes.
Let's make up.
Don't blow out my eyes. That wouldn't feel too good. Sydney,
Well, you
Lexi
look at me
said,
that
"Is
way
that
for,
drink
Sydney."
good?" Sid, I want to try it.
It's
yes, I
Bang.
really like this. I buy them in all the different flavors. I think that the Bangs are the best energy drinks.
it's the most for your bang
So you're
for your
saying you
buck.
like
They
to-
have
you like to be
okay,
banged?
first of all, they have the highest caffeine content. They actually have a warning on the side of the can that says you must be over the age of 18 to buy them
Oh my
because they have
goodness.
such
Like
a high
PG-18?
caffeine content.
So how
in
much
them.
caffeine's in yours?
Um,
Does it even say on mine, Kim?
I can't see.
We're all
Mike,
too old to
let's-
read
We are
this.
too old.
Let's
And
see if
Sydney's
my-
blind.
See if my
yeah,
caffeine
I'm
beats
blind
your
in one
caffeine.
eye, but
I don't.
Mine one eye can't see
It
out of the
should
other.
be on there.
I have double vision. In
By the
other
way,
eye.
Lexi, my drink's good too. Just let you know.
300
And
milligrams.
I'm just drinking coffee.
Plus, mine's cheap too, Lexi. Hers was like $2.49. Mine
no,
was
mine's
99 cents.
$1.99.
Well, same thing. $1.99.
I don't see the caffeine's on here. Is that
Although
even, you know what I mean?
we
Well,
I
Usually-
got
usually
them at Walmart.
we buy them when you get usually you get one free. You buy one, you get one free. Yeah.
Mine's loaded with vitamins. They're 200% B6,
That'll get you going.
200% B12,
Yeah, that'll get you going too. I don't think there's caffeine in it with all the other.
riboflavin, 200%.
This has calcium,
niacin.
potassium, niacin,
How much
B12,
yellow dye
B6,
number 12 does it have in it,
magnesium,
Charlie?
Vitamin C.
Gotta have that yellow
iron,
dye, number
vitamin
12.
D.
Red dye number 6.
Hey, but it does have some horny goat weed. Ooh, there we go.
Horny
Anyway,
goat
but this also has no sugar, no calories, no artificial colors,
goat
and no carbohydrates, and 0 calories.
Horny goat weed.
How about sugar?
That's
How
what
much
it
sugar's
says.
in there?
No sugar, no calories.
So that's
no
why I
artificial
bought this.
colors.
No sugar in this.
So, yeah.
And I got a mask that I want you to wear here if you believe that.
Horse feathers is what I got
Mine
to say
says
about it.
10 calories per can.
0 calories.
I can live with 10 calories.
Well, that's the
They-
difference
these
between
come in like-
$1.99 and 99.
How much caffeine is yours?
300 milligrams.
I really don't see any caffeine.
I
in
do.
it.
On
Do
mine's
you?
the very bottom, 160 milligrams.
Oh, well then
So that means you should be
Sydney's
twice as
Sydney's
stepped up
is
as
the
I
heart
am.
attack drink.
Yes.
That's why it has a warning label that you have to be over the age of
Mary
18 to buy it.
Thompson, how you doing?
That's nuts.
Well, I shouldn't even be drinking this stuff. The only reason I bought it was because no sugar.
I know because you had to wait in line because there were like 20
I felt like I was at
Hispanic
Tijuana.
workers.
Now, these
that-
are much much more expensive at gas stations. I buy them at Walmart.
Oh, they're like $5 at gas stations.
Yeah, $2.99 or something.
They're $1.99 at Walmart.
Yeah.
99 cents.
What
This
we
isn't bad.
what would we do without
Or
Walmart, huh?
at
That's
Kroger,
pretty
they're
good
2
drink.
for $4, and they come in like a ton of different flavors.
My wife likes that. She likes the bubble gum bang.
I've never drank an energy drink one. Not
Bubble
one,
gum,
not ever.
yeah.
That one's on. That's
No.
a good easy
And the
one to start
ginseng or
with.
whatever in a Red Bull, there's a smell.
Yeah,
I
Red
can't-
Bull is bougie.
You don't want Red Bull.
I don't want
Bougie.
any of it.
I
Red-
only used to drink that
Bougie.
with vodka, so no.
What's bougie?
Fancy.
Yeah, bougie.
Bougie,
Yeah.
Charlie. It's
It's like the bourgeoisie,
Yes. Yes.
what happens when you have a
upper echelon.
26-year-old wife
sounds like a
going on
French voodoo.
27. Sydney's birthday is August the 1st.
Hey, mine's
Oh my
August
gosh,
5th.
Lots of people's.
It's coming up.
We need to have like a joint birthday party.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of friends of ours, they're getting married on August the 1st, and his birthday's August the 1st, and her birthday's August the 1st.
Oh,
Really?
that's
Yeah.
not
Who's
good.
Who's that?
Let's,
May I ask?
Chuck Keelback and Nikki.
Save on presents. You just buy one present.
Just one big, yeah.
Well, like
You're guaranteed never to forget it, I
my
guess.
siblings and I were all born on the 1st, so my dad used to bring home presents like on the 1st every month because he couldn't remember whose birthday was when. So we'd all get presents every 1st.
Yeah.
So I'm August 1st,
all
my
three.
sister's December 1st, and my brother's May 1st.
Yeah.
But we'd all get
all
presents
on the 1st of the
That's
month.
all right.
So
Yeah.
you never forget.
Never forget.
Carlos Bryant, how you doing, Carlos? You ever want to come down and be on the show? That'd be awesome. Carlos has the Dayton Zombie machine. It's very cool. It's a Jeep, and he's got bulbs.
Have we
bulbs
seen this
in and out
before,
of it.
Charlie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. He's got the cages on the sides. Has the machine gun turret.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. it's
Everybody should
bad.
have one of those in their car.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I wouldn't mind having a moat and a drawbridge.
A moat. Yeah. Well, we did
we
for
were
a while.
installing a moat for a while,
Yeah.
but we got rid of it.
Yeah.
I also want a dragon that breathes fire. to
A
sit on my
dragon,
shoulder.
yeah, that would
I
be
want
good.
a pet dragon.
Doesn't the Prathers have a?
The Prathers, yeah,
Have a dragon?
they were watching earlier. Mike Prather and Brooke, they actually have these not life.
How did you
I
know
mean,
that,
life,
Sydney?
very
Because they went
big
to the
dragon
Harry Potter
puppets.
festival or something,
And
and
they
they
are
had
very
dragons
cool.
last year.
Yeah, they are very cool.
How did you know that?
Because Rachel and Charlie told us about it.
Oh, they did?
Yep, Carlos
Was I
Bryant's
there?
birthday, August 26th. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, the Mike and Brooke Prather, they make professional
We met them
puppets.
at Generations last year.
Professional puppets. That's right.
They did the Renaissance
They're
Festival.
the yeah. They're
I
the
was just
Ren.
gonna ask you,
They're the
that's-
Rennies.
What do you think about that? Is that going to be on?
They're the
Renaissance?
Rennies.
No,
No,
it's
it's
canceled.
probably
It's canceled
dangerous.
already?
Studio Dog
It's
is
been
here.
canceled for the.
Hello,
they
Studio
start
Dog. How are you?
June
Paisley,
usually.
the studio dog, is in the house.
Yeah, she's
right.
walking around beneath our
She's like, I
Feet.
have
She's
better
trying to make an
commentary than
entrance.
this. What the heck?
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here.
She doesn't eat much, just liberals.
Now, what's this? Kim put this on a. Carlos got a hearse following in the footsteps of the greatest. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos.
I can't wait till we get you.
Charlie,
a
you've got
motorcycle
one for
truck.
sale, don't you?
I do. I'm going to try to sell my black one. I'm going to keep
He's
my blue
looking
one.
to trade for a trike. if
Yeah, I would
anybody's
trade for a trike
interested.
if I got
The black one has the
Hey, get off
flames
that
flames on it.
couch.
Hey,
Oh, let her stay up. Give her a couch to lay on.
get
She's
off the
got a dog
couch.
bed.
Yeah. You don't get on that couch.
Oh.
Poor dog.
You're not supposed to be on the couch.
Yeah, my hearse is for sale, the black one, if anybody's interested.
If anybody out there knows where a trike is, this
Yep.
fella right here needs one.
But I'm going to go look at a motorcycle tomorrow, but I'll have to buy the kit, the training wheels to put on
Yeah.
it. So.
But it'd be nice
But
if
it-
we could just all together.
But it's cheap enough.
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I've never been on a motorcycle in my life, but I think I want to try it.
I think you
I
should.
have not myself.
I can't wait.
And I
Something
cannot.
I just can't
I
wait.
promised my
Did
mother.
you notice I was wearing one of your motorcycle shirts yesterday in my picture?
I didn't. I'll have to look back.
I was
at
wearing
that.
one of the new cycling shirts.
Was that the extra small?
It was one of the children's large T-shirts.
There you go.
Yeah,
Hey,
but it
as
was
long as
very
fits.
small.
It fit.
That's why I tell
It was-
my
it was
wife.
small.
I tell my wife, don't worry about shopping in the women's department. Well, look in the men's clothes too, because you got men's clothes. Number one are always cheaper. And,
That's true.
And a lot of times you can find stuff there that fits just as good. You just got to figure out which size fits you. You know. Mm-hmm. But I think
I put it on just to see if it fit, and then
you were
I
proud of
just
yourself.
was like, I'm leaving this.
Are we going to get Rick over to the dark side with a motorcycle? Sydney, do you?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No. Well,
I, for some reason,
promised-
have a small
He
will
promised
to
his
stay
I
mother.
promised my
alive.
mother I would never.
I have a small will to stay alive.
Yeah.
Okay, see, like Carlos Bryant's asked me a question. This is how dumb I am on motorcycles.
All right.
He says cruiser or spot bike.
A sport bike.
You meant sport
Spot
bike. Yeah,
spot
okay.
bike.
Crotch
gonna
rocket,
say, I think
or
you mean-
a cruiser would be like a
A
Harley.
what?
Bagger.
What'd you say? A crotch rocket?
Yeah,
crotch rocket.
Carlos, if I got on a crotch
that like
rocket,
a
I probably
Yamaha?
couldn't get up.
Yeah. Kawasaki.
I want a
Kawasaki.
three-wheel, like a big old Gold Wing or big old Harley, or big old
Harley.
Kawasaki, just a big old thing. I saw a couple of them up at
The place in Xenia.
the place in Xenia. I want to say it's Miller's, but that's not the right name.
Down home at
Williams motorcycles, and they have one that's all set and ready to go.
That's-
Three-wheeler.
My dad has a tricked out 93 Fat Boy.
Yeah?
What'd
So
you call me?
So do you ride? Have you ridden?
Yes.
Yes.
Besides the time I was on the sports bike and burned off the back of my calf in the mini
yeah, that'll
dress
happen.
after
Yeah.
the Kentucky
That was
Derby.
Kentucky Derby.
That'll happen.
But I used to ride on the back of my dad's bike, which was I always rode safely in
yes.
jeans and whatnot.
yeah,
then,
so I
but
hear you dress for the slide, not the ride. But I'm telling you what, it's hot sometimes, and I do wear shorts sometimes. I can't help it. It's hot.
Don't ride in Louboutins in a sequin mini dress after the Kentucky Derby.
Agreed.
I don't
PSA.
think I'll worry about that.
PSA for the friends. Don't ride in that outfit.
I think I'm good. What about you, Rick? You gonna wear a dress? So
No, my Louis maybe, but not. No.
where you
I think
kill-
you'll break your ankle
Yeah.
if you put on Louboutins. But
Is that the
No,
shoes with the
put
red
that
soles?
mental
Yes, it
picture in
is.
there.
Yeah.
Rick in a kilt.
Yeah, a kilt.
Yeah, put that mental.
Like some work boots.
A kilt.
With work boots.
Yeah. With some.
some clogs.
Oh goodness. Teresa Moore Shoemaker's watching. Teresa is the sponsor of the A-Bait show this Saturday. We're going to be there. It's 11 to 3. And as soon as they get done judging, they will be out there. So hopefully maybe by 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Didn't you have something to do that evening?
Then that evening, yeah, Kim Michael's going to be down at New Holland at the Biker Bar.
Is that still a speed trap down there in New
Oh,
Holland?
yeah.
Yes.
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 Okay.
But people warn you, though. They got the speed trap ahead. There's people with signs out.
Uh-huh.
And I think of the New Holland Police Department a couple of years ago. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
they got busted
They
big
did.
time.
Mhm,
Yeah.
Big time. They weren't actually law, and all their arrests
Actually,
were not good.
we had someone that used to report the news here in
Yeah.
Washington Courthouse, and I think he's still in the Fayette County area.
I
but
think he's more
beloved by
Circleville area now.
beloved by most of the people in this area. What was his name?
Derek Myers.
Is he the one that wore the mask and had the? No, that was the different Myers. But anyway,
That's Michael Myers, yeah.
Yes.
but he, I think he actually was instrumental in the bust of the department. Yeah.
He wasn't wrong, but there's so many things that. Oh, well, for instance, he would report on, I think it's the Scioto Valley Guardian, I think is what he runs now, but it was like the Fayette Reporter. He would come live when filming these things, overdoses and people in car wrecks and stuff before
Right.
the family knew. Before,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's
And it
right.
just- that's-
He was a big libtard.
Live
He was
on
a
the spot
libtard to the.
reporting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, he still is, I'm sure.
Todd Blocker's watching. Mike
Hey, Todd.
Horsley is watching. Michael Brigner's watching. So I will say this: the guy you're talking about, he always gets plenty of views and stuff when he goes live.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
People are very
He's an ambulance chaser.
nosy.
I mean,
about that
I
kind of
I will
think-
say
stuff.
that as well.
Yeah.
I definitely applaud journalism and the tenacity, but like there is definitely a level of respect. Like let the family find out about a death first before you tell the world.
Yeah, I'm
maybe
with
you know
you.
what I mean. Like a little bit of decency.
Well, I think that part of
Perhaps.
part of the reason that he would get the big
Like,
numbers was because of the sensationalism.
I'm just
Yes.
saying, like a little bit of human decency.
Yeah.
Teresa also wanted me to point out that, and I forget about this because I'm just not associated with it anymore, but the VFW has a little cruise in every Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. And if you go, I mean, anybody can go.
Is that the one you used to do on
I
Wednesday?
used to do it, and then I
Right.
ended
Is
up
that
doing
across
this
from
one in
the old
Williamsburg.
drive-in theater?
And the only reason I switched to the one in Williamsburg was they just paid a lot more money. But I've given up on it too.
It's
'cause
always about the
it's-
money, Charlie.
Well, no, I gave
The
up,
money
I
and the
gave
food.
It up. I gave it up because it's just too far a drive. And so, but it's nice having a night off. But Wednesdays are the cruise at the VFW. And the best part about the cruises at the VFW is, Teresa, they make baked steak sandwiches.
Yeah, you used to eat those.
Baked steak sandwiches.
Charlie liked them.
They're good. Teresa, she can do just about anything in there. She's bartender, cook. Hopefully, Teresa, since you're watching, you can have some baked steak sandwiches on.
Tuesday.
Looky there, trying to reconnect on Saturday, because if you can, I know you're gonna have hamburgers and hot dogs and all that stuff, but I do miss my baked steak sandwich.
This is an off topic, but do you know the Beef Expo, the Ohio Beef Expo? Every year they have the cattle.
That's on topic. Baked steak, beef.
That's
yeah.
where I'm going with this. They,
All right,
they had
all
an
right.
auction of
Let's run
cattle,
with it.
and then they, in the same room, they were frying ribeye steak sandwiches right next to the cows. Smelling their folks being, I thought, I don't know about all
I
that.
bet that
but
if
I
you
ate
fed a
sandwich
cow some
anyway.
steak, it'd
don't
probably
think I
eat it.
didn't, but
No, I bet a cow would eat a steak. What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, pigs will eat
Pigs
anything.
will, chickens will, turkeys will.
Yeah.
Teresa, I would be definitely
So
interested.
turkeys eat steak?
Turkeys are cannibals.
Yeah.
So
okay.
are chickens.
I would
Catfish.
definitely, because my Wednesday cruise-ins I was going to do, looks like they're going to cancel, because they were supposed to be in Mount Sterling, and Mount Sterling has a health commissioner up there, and I don't know the guy or anything, but he sounds like he kind of likes the power he has
Yeah.
in Madison County. I'll just put it like that. Because,
So it's the Madison County
Yeah.
Health Commissioner.
yeah, that's who it is.
Uh-huh.
And he seems to be enjoying wielding his power. That's all I'm going to
well,
say.
there's an awful lot of people in the state that are doing that across the country.
What do you think, DeWine?
They're
Rhode
little peons that become big peons. We'd like to pee on them.
what do you think about DeWine? Do you think DeWine will resign?
Oh,
No, he's not
No.
going to resign.
Why would he resign?
Yeah.
Because, well,
No.
I feel that people don't take him seriously because of how he's shutting down the business.
Well,
Everybody's gonna turn
people
against.
there are still some people out there that think he's doing a great job. So, I mean, it's like everything else.
Yeah.
Lemmings.
Well, here's the thing, and Kim and I kind of talked about this on the way up. I think this whole thing was kind of a coup to begin with, and I think
You think it was all designed from the get-go to
think-
try
But wait a second.
to continue to get Trump out of office.
Well, but I think what threw the monkey wrench and everything was Trump actually took it seriously. And he did stop the inbound traveling, and he did start shutting stuff down, where I think that the Democrats originally would have thought that he would just take the attitude he has now about it, and that basically is
Nothing
people
wrong
are
with
going
it.
to get it, but 99.9% of the people, nothing happens to them. It's like I heard yesterday. It's if you're under the age of 70, 0.04% of people like get hospitalized or die. 0.04.
Yeah, that's
I
not,
mean,
that's not even a 1%.
that's less than the flu.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's true. And, as
We're
these
seeing, for example, we've seen a massive increase in number of positive cases, but we have not seen an increase in the number of hospitalizations or fatalities. But it's only because we've seen an increase in the number of tests. But all these people are asymptomatic.
well, and not only that, but I think
Yes.
I think
and
some
are these tests even
I think
really,
they're contaminated.
Like, are they pre-contaminated tests?
So
you know what I
I've-
mean?
I think
are
some
these
of-
false
So I've
positives?
heard,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Right.
So, like, do
So-
we even really have accurate results?
Absolutely not.
Right.
So,
No.
yes,
I mean,
absolutely not.
wait till they give you the virus in the
And if people
in
feel
the
fine, why
vaccination.
does it matter?
Ain't nobody giving me no kind of vaccination
So-
about
Oh,
nothing.
you'll have to have it to get
And
your
then there's
driver's
people
license.
like me who are
Bull.
immunocompromised who can't get vaccinations because I can die from vaccinations.
You got to
So,
be
like,
infected
I-
with it to build up the immunity.
I can't even
Well, that's
get a
the big
flu
thing. I think
vaccine.
that when people the first 3 months or the first 2.5 months that this outbreak occurred, and only the people like us that were allowed to still be out and reporting the news and that kind of thing. I think that the herd immunity they talk about, I think that they purposely kept people inside. They did not want them to build the immunity
I
up,
think you're right
because I
again.
think that they were concerned that it would go away even faster than it did. And I think that that's why, they're trying to play this up with all the infections that they've now found, because people are not being hospitalized at huge numbers, and they're certainly not dying in increasing numbers. It's going down. So they're losing its effectiveness. They're trying to get Trump out of office, and it's not working.
I agree with
And
that.
this was sort of the last chance ditch effort.
Besides the fact that people that were getting sick, we were seeing being treated with this hydroxychloroquine and zinc, which are very affordable medications
And
effective.
anyway, and it was
And they're
working.
effective.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
so they stop people-
hydroxychloroquine's like $60, 60 cents a tablet or something, and zinc's like you can buy over the counter. So I mean, and they wanted to come up with a new medication that was like $1,000 a tablet or something, and a vaccination that's
Big
going to
Pharma's
be
gonna get in on it.
$10,000 a
Sure.
vaccination or something ridiculous, I'm sure. So like, why, when something already exists that's costs
Effective.
next to nothing
And
is
effective. Yeah.
So
What about this Kanye West running for president? What do you think about that?
we've actually seen no true movement to him entering the race.
It
He has
doesn't.
not filled out any
What would
paperwork
he
to
run as?
enter the
Either
race.
way, I feel that it's going to split the ticket, because if you got either Democrats going to vote for the Democrat, so you've got two choices there. So that's going to split the vote there. But all the Republicans, I feel, would vote for Trump.
He
so
would
he's
either
overwhelming
have
majority.
to enter.
So you think this is purposeful because Kanye was obviously a big supporter of Trump. You think he's going to run to get the Democrats to vote for him so that
he
Trump
would
will
have
be
to
reelected?
enter as
He's
a
not
Democrat or as an independent
If it would-
to
well,
get his name on the ticket,
yes.
because he cannot run as a Republican and get his name on the ticket because Trump already has enough delegates
Yes.
to be the Republican candidate. We already know that.
Yeah.
Well,
He's got the nomination.
In February, I know I'm here the Bernie, but I was behind that. But did you notice everybody on Tuesday they all dropped out before the primary, before the debate, and then everybody backed Biden.
well, no, not everybody.
All but Kamala.
No.
Who?
Elizabeth
Warren. Well,
And she didn't, because
Pocahontas isn't gonna.
she took votes away from Bernie. If
Everybody endorsed
If
Biden.
she backs out before that Super Tuesday, Bernie's your nominee.
So I was actually reading an interesting article in Forbes, which is a pretty credible
I've met him. I've
any-
met Steve.
Maybe? Okay.
source, in my opinion. Last night on Kanye entering the race, and it was saying that it's more likely that we'll see Kanye run in 2024 if he was going to run at all as a Republican candidate than in
That's very
2020. And he was probably just trying to muddy the waters and probably stir things up.
That's
And it was probably a spur of the moment tweet.
He has an album coming out.
Because he's
He
probably
has
just
an
trying
album
to stir
coming
up
out.
some things, for
He's a
an
singer?
album
Yes.
yes, he releases songs. Obviously, he's a fashion designer. He probably just wants to get.
He's
some
a
buzz
fashion
about
designer?
him.
He's a fashion designer.
whatever it
And
is.
he's talked about politics obviously for a long time, but he's also been a big Trump supporter. He's also done tons of publicity for Trump.
He
taken
has.
lots of pictures
Yeah.
with him. He would not run against Trump, but he's also a strong conservative. So it would make no sense for him to run against Trump. So and it would
Well,
make more
first of
sense
all,
for him to run in 2024
Yeah.
than against
Trump's
Trump.
already
That
wrapped the
makes more sense,
nomination
too.
up.
But
Plus, Trump has the nomination, so why would he?
Why would
run
that would
against him?
undermine it? I would think.
everybody gives everybody too much credit here. Once again, he's not going to run for president. He just says that because
But
he's
also-
trying to promote his album.
Who wants Kim K as the first lady?
And Jim,
I'll take her.
Judah
I will. I'll take
Sturgeon.
her.
We're all upset about Melania as the first lady.
I
Who's
wasn't.
gonna pick
I'm
Kim
not.
K the
I'm
first
not-
lady?
I wasn't.
I mean, I'm not, but like a lot of people were all like,
I
"Oh, she's
know.
a soft core,"
And all the- yeah,
I'm
I know.
like, they haven't put her on a
Okay.
single
So
magazine. Like,
when you bring in
now you're gonna put
Jackie
hardcore.
Kennedy was
on
really
the-
beautiful. I think Melania and
Oh,
I've
there.
been there.
Lot
I
of,
think
lot
she's
of
been one of the
comparisons.
The
prettiest
first family.
ladies
Let's
of
see.
all
Jackie, yeah.
time.
What
I'm
would the first family look like? Kanye West as president, Kim K as first lady, Kim's dad, mom, dad,
Mom, dad?
mom,
Which one?
dad. Which one?
The
The
momager?
Wheaties.
You talking about Bruce?
Bruce.
Brucey?
That's not her father. Her father was Robert Kardashian.
Well, that's true.
That was actually he was
Yeah.
OJ's
But
defense team.
So
Yeah.
yeah. How'd that work out? That worked out pretty good.
Pretty
didn't
good
it?
for him.
If I'm Trump, let's give Kanye let's give him a
Can
position.
ye?
Let's give him
Kimye.
let's give him
You mean like in the cabinet,
yeah, let's give him a cabinet
a
position.
cabinet position?
Can we give him a presidential pardon, please?
Okay, so what would the cabinet position be, Charlie?
I don't know, but let's just give him something, because why not?
Why not?
Speaker of the House.
Oh,
That's not the cabinet, though.
Yeet. Supreme Court Justice.
There you go. Now
There you
that would
go.
be, yeah.
When he said, Jared said, I had the corona when I was younger, but we called it a hangover then.
With lime?
And Guy Durham. You need to get here, Charlie, and tell him what he needs to get for a trike. Show him some pictures.
He's got one. I'm trying to get him to donate his to
Yeah.
me, but he
Donate it?
Donate it.
Donate it.
Donate to the
Trikes for
poor.
tots?
Alms for the poor.
Alms
for the poor. Hey, you know what I mean? That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Eric Clark, good morning.
Help a brother out. I've been asking him that the last 2 or 3 weeks he's been on there, and he just ignores me. Come on, Guy Durham. Or tell me a good trike. There you go. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see my Facebook feed on here is not even coming up right. Oh, there we go. It refreshed finally. Judith Surgeon says we
Judith.
just need them to tell the truth. They don't know what the truth is. It's a problem.
You can't handle the truth.
Who's they? Who? What are we talking about here?
You could
The
know.
truth about what? The corona?
Truth about any of it.
Yeah.
She says Warren County called out DeWine. That was just
They did.
proof they
Yeah.
aren't
Yeah,
telling the
but
truth.
so did a few other counties, but they're all rural counties, and I think that's why DeWine sort of started to
yes.
go county by county rather than
That
trying
makes
to make
sense.
this a
Yeah.
statewide
We live
thing.
in a rural area. We're already socially distanced by where we
Well,
live. We don't live on
but
top
these
of
big
each other like
cities
in the
where
big cities.
where they had all these protests,
Yes,
that
but
had
how come
nothing that
nobody's
had nothing to
going
do with the infection rate, did it?
And everybody out there protesting wearing their mask. Like, I can't handle it.
No.
Does
In
that
fact,
make any
I think
sense to
they've
anybody?
actually scientifically disproved
They
the
don't
fact
care.
that the corona infection rate did not increase because of all the people that were
Yes.
Sure.
And
packed
here's my
into
big,
each other.
big thing.
Sure it
If these masks really work, who cares if I'm wearing one? Shouldn't yours work if you're wearing it?
Yeah, but
you know
see,
what I mean?
it's you're wearing the mask to protect everyone
The
else.
devil.
I like,
You're not protecting yourself. You're protecting
You're
everyone
giving
else.
up your rights is what
I
you're
like
doing.
somebody said yesterday on Facebook. They said they approached that all wrong. They should have said you need to wear the mask, protect yourself. Then everybody been
That's
all
true,
over it.
because it's all
That makes-
well, look at the
that
run on
makes more
toilet paper
sense.
and milk and things.
No,
like
but
that.
see, the difference is then if you didn't wear the mask, you wouldn't be hurting anyone but yourself. So you would choose not to wear the mask because you know it's a bunch of BS.
Right.
Whereas if you are having to wear a mask to protect your brothers, you know, the people that are around you, you're just, greedy
That's not the
and
American
sensitive.
dream, right?
That's right.
being
Laissez-faire, capitalism.
You're
everybody
supposed to
looks out for
protect
themselves.
your fellow man. You know, you're supposed to be altruistic.
Socialism.
Yeah.
you
So
know,
it's impossible to say no. I'm not going to wear.
Here's
a
my
mask.
deal though. I have no problem trying to stay 6 feet apart. I know we're not 6 feet apart here, but
Well, we are. It just looks closer in the
I try. I mean, I
We're just
really.
the lens.
photoshopped
I
closer
really
together.
do.
the
Who looks up
lens.
on anybody anyway to do what they're doing? You know what I mean?
I really do try to stay socially distant, and but some people don't with me. I mean, they'll walk right by me,
It's-
or if somebody does walk by me, I turn my head. you know
Okay,
what?
to me, it is a huge difference between people I know and strangers. Okay, you guys I know all very well, and I spend a lot of time with you.
Isn't that a
There's
reason
a
to be-
huge difference to be this close together, and we're on a TV set. We obviously have to be close together to be in the frame for the camera, and for you guys to see us, obviously.
Yeah, especially
to be
us.
doing this television program / radio show for those of you who can't see us on the
That's
television.
right. So we don't want to leave out all
so
our
that you
brothers
guys
on
don't
WZAA
For those of you-
106.9 LPFM in Jeffersonville, Ohio.
Knows how he did that.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Anyway.
8:58. I got to get
Okay.
my plug in.
So anyway, but there's a huge difference if I'm in Walmart, for example, and there's a complete stranger. Do not be standing this close to
I wouldn't.
me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that in the beginning.
Please, be at least 3 feet,
Personal,
like arm's
yes,
length away
yes.
from me. Like you're a stranger. Don't be all up in my bubble. Like I don't need to feel
Agreed.
you breathing
All up in your
on
what?
me.
That's
Bubble.
normal.
That's
Inner
normal.
bubble.
Out of my bubble.
Like, keep
Totally.
your cart lengths
Your bubble?
away.
Okay.
Like, okay? Like, don't breathe on my neck. I don't need to feel your saliva.
I tell you,
I don't think that's weird.
Feel your what?
Like,
No.
I don't need to feel
This-
your saliva on the back of my neck.
I'm switching gears here a little bit, but I had a Walmart experience this week. You know, in front of Wilmington Walmart, I don't know if it's like this in Courthouse or not, but in
They herd
Wilmington,
you in like cattle.
and no, yeah, that's
That's-
stupid. But no, wait a minute, no, let me get into my story.
All right, okay. So we've been to both Walmarts, Charlie. We'll set
All
you
right.
straight.
So I'm at the Wilmington Walmart. I'm like on the end where all the other stores are. So I've got to go through like, now they have like a gauntlet of 6 stop signs. And it's a stop sign. You're supposed to stop for the stop sign. So I stop. No one's coming. I go up to the next one. Up, here comes this woman, and she's walking to the right. She's not walking in front of me, but she's walking to the right. And I'm just
Is
waiting.
this in the parking lot?
This is coming right out of the Walmart
Uh-huh.
on the food aisle side. And I'm thinking she's going to cut from me. So I'm just going real slow because I'm waiting for her to cut because there's 3 stop signs there. So anyhow, I'm going slow. I don't want to hit this woman. This woman's a pregnant woman. I don't want to hit her. I mean, I'm trying to be cautious. Some butthead woman behind me is honking her horn at me. Like, what's the hold up? Yeah, whatever. So I finally get by that one. And then I'm still going slow because on the other end, you still got 3 more stop signs. So this woman's honking her horn again at me. I stop my car. I'm getting ready to get out of the car and go have a little chat with her. As soon as I stop my car, she runs, rips around me real fast and flipping me off and screaming and all that. Well, we got on the main road. We got our license plate. We reported her because a stop sign. If you're in front of Walmart, you can rolling stop through them if no one's there. I don't have a problem with that.
Who
You had a stop
is-
sign is a stop
even
sign.
in a
is
Walmart
stop
parking
sign.
lot? I don't. Is a Walmart parking lot actually? Could a policeman get you
Yes.
for running
I
a
think
stop
so.
sign?
Pedestrians
Yes.
have the right of way at all marked and
Because-
In a
unmarked
parking lot?
crosswalks.
It's not really the parking lot. It's before you get. It's between the parking lot and the store. And yeah, actually.
Well, I mean, I know what
Ron
you're saying. Is your
Ron Fithen, who is a policeman for the city of Wilmington, he answered
part-time
this-
clown?
Part-time clown.
Okay.
He
I didn't mean that
answered the same
derogatorily.
question, and this is
I love the blue.
This is the reason I stopped because I saw him answer a question on Facebook, and he said, "Yes, you have to stop at those. We can cite you for that if you know." So I'll roll stop through them if no one's there.
Sure.
But
So is that like in front of the McDonald's
this,
there in the other
this
parking lot?
woman was just being an idiot. Like I said, I never stop and get out of my car and go have a chat, but I was going to go have a chat with her, and I was just going to tell her,
Was
"Look,
she bigger than you?
I don't care if she
Oh,
was or not."
okay.
But she freaked out because her eyes got by big when she saw me throw it up in the air.
Yeah.
And I was starting to get out because don't do that. You know, people, you're not in that much of a hurry. I love it when people
Well, don't you
pass
think
me
that-
going like from Wilmington to Sabine
Yep,
or
and
Sabine to
stuck at the
Wilmington.
lights.
Then they get stuck at the lights and you walk right up on them and just wave.
Oh, that
It's
worked
like-
out for you.
Don't you think
You're
that
cool.
people today, because of all that's going
Mike
on in the
Pertee.
world,
Hi,
that
Mike.
people are already a little bit on edge anyway? I mean, it's sort of like
I'm on edge.
At Christmas time, people their minds are like everywhere but where they should be, which is driving. And I think it's the same thing today. You know, people's minds are not focused on what they're doing because they're thinking about, all the other things that are going on,
And the cell phone.
Guy Durham was against masks. He said, cut your oxygen down bad.
It does.
And he
There's
doesn't-
no question about
He
that.
doesn't really need to wear a mask because he's had some health issues in the past. So they had to wear it into his doctor's office. He said he had a headache all day. But there's a card that you can get, and I've actually got a copy of it on my phone. I should make some copies.
You
of it
mean that
just give
talks
people-
about the
the ADA,
Yeah.
American Disabilities? They really can't force you to
Well,
wear a mask.
but we keep hearing all this stuff, but then I see these idiots that post this stuff which says just the opposite of that.
Well,
everything is there's so much disinformation. It's just like, how you can pass the virus on. One doctor will tell you one way, the other doctor will discount it. Should you wear a mask? Fauci, no mask. Then, well, maybe you better wear a
While
mask.
that actually may work in a business, that doesn't actually work in a hospital.
What?
So, for example, at the Wexner Center, I told them I do have breathing difficulties. I still had to wear the mask.
Yeah.
So, in a hospital,
Although
like,
those surgical
you'd
masks,
still
you
have
can
to-
breathe a little
the
easier.
surgical mask
These
that they
cloth
gave
masks
me
don't work very well.
was an actual surgical mask,
Yeah.
which was a lot easier to breathe in than like a cloth mask.
Yeah, mine
or,
made
like,
me want to
one
break
that
some
you
windows
could
or burn
probably
some
buy
things.
on the internet.
I put that
So-
mask on. I was ready to.
I just can't handle it. I don't.
Yeah.
Here's the way I look at the mask thing. If someone wants me to wear a mask and or is nice about it, I'll wear a mask. I don't care. But here's the thing. There's no right answer. That's what people don't get. And
Well,
I
that's
I
true.
put a post on here a while back, and it's amazing how many people think they're the genius and they know all about mask and not mask. And it's like, people, listen, you're stupid. Both sides are stupid because, yes, there's a reason why you can wear a mask. There's a reason why you can't wear a mask. And guess what? It's going to be different for each person. And that's why it's good if you can make the choice to do what's
Yes,
best for you
the
and your
choice.
fellow people. But you're not all right on either side. And people need to understand. That's the problem with our whole freaking country right now. You either got to believe all the way over here or all the way over there. Guess what? You're a little bit right and you're a little bit right. And that's why the people in the middle have got to rise
I'm totally
up.
right.
That's right. The people in the middle.
They've got to
Yes.
rise up because, you know, and Jeremy Sloan put a funny thing on here. He said, okay, would you rather have Kanye West or Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House? Well, it doesn't take me a second to figure it out. I'll take Kanye
I will
any
too.
day.
Yeah, I'll take Kanye
You know,
any
because
day.
Nancy Pelosi's a nutcase.
She a mess.
Oh,
And
my.
I'll
We've
be
already
honest,
seen that be a mess.
I'll be honest with you. I like Mitch McConnell, but he's almost a nutcase on
He
the other
is.
side.
Well, I think
You know.
most of these
He can,
most
he
of
can.
these lifelong politicians, and I don't care whether they're at the state level or the local level, or, you know, it's like, what's the first thing that these people run to? They run to politics because, you know, it's like the family business. And whether you're at the state level, your inspiration is obviously to go as far as you can.
Yeah.
Maybe be president someday.
To be, you know, the best thing that this country could do right now in this state is just do away with the Republican and Democratic Party. Everybody's an independent, because then guess what? You don't you can't, you got to figure out whether you actually like what the person says,
Right.
or because a lot of people say, well, I'm a Republican. So you're already
Figure out
monikered.
what it is you actually stand
You're
for
already
as a
monikered.
person.
Yeah, okay, here's what the Republican stance is on stuff, so you go along with that. You're a Democrat. And I'm sorry, but you can be a little bit of both.
Yes.
You know, get rid of the Republican Democrats. I mean,
Well, we've actually, I mean,
I don't think
we've
anyone's
brought
100%
Kim this
either
way
way.
more.
A little bit, just because
We
of the.
brought her this way more.
little
She's
bit.
finally
little bit.
realized that.
But see, the people talk about it being a Democratic thing and a libtard thing and liberal this, that, and the other. I am that. I'm far left, but I don't think
You're not far
well,
left.
I'm on the left more than somebody in the moderate, I guess.
Well,
but,
only about certain things. For instance,
But that makes sense.
you're very open about open borders. You know, immigration, that kind of thing.
at least tourism. At least you ought to be able to go and do what you want.
Oh, tourism's one thing. I don't care if you visit. It's just I don't want you to stay.
And I agree with that. You need to have you to become a citizen or a visa.
In fact,
or
I
all
don't.
of that.
I don't
There's-
even think
go
there's-
if,
through the proper channel.
if you
Yes.
come from certain states, you shouldn't be allowed to move to certain other states. Like New Yorkers and Californians that
No,
are
no, no, you-
polluting
no,
the
no,
waters
no,
of
no, no,
Texas
no,
and
They can
Florida.
move
No,
anywhere.
Yeah.
no, no. See, now that's too far.
That's
I
that's
don't know.
nuts.
See, that's
I don't
too
know.
far.
Sound like a wackadoodle.
Yeah, well,
Right
you
wing,
look
I
at
like
the,
to
why do you
say.
think that Colorado used to be very conservative when I lived there? It's not now. I mean,
No,
well, the
no,
big
it's not
the
now.
big cities anywhere they're becoming more liberal.
That's basically what it is. I
they're-
mean,
I
but-
was gonna say that's all
I
over
don't
the United
understand
States,
how you
VP.
can destroy
live under a rock?
politically destroy a state like California and then think that you're going to move somewhere else and vote the same way that you did in California and not turn that state into the same cesspool that you just left.
yes.
That's what happens. They're doing it to Austin, Texas. They're doing it to Denver, Colorado. The New Yorkers
You
are
not
moving
realize
to
they're
Florida.
doing it on purpose?
Yes.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
yeah.
But see, that's why I think you should have to have a visa to move to Florida.
Jeremy Sloan, he says there's a difference between the left versus just on the left, which is very true. Naomi Vetter's watching. Hey, Naomi, how you doing today? Guy Durham, what else he say? Read the rest of it. Then, like I said, all the toxins that are supposed to release, you're taking them back in. Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with you, Guy. If you look at my page, I put a thing on there basically saying what you're saying, and all these experts crawled out of the woodwork saying how wrong everything you're saying is, which I don't say it's wrong, but it's funny reading.
Well, it's like the
Some of them
global
I
warming
delete their comments.
alarmists.
Everybody should be in charge of their own freedom, their own choices, their own this. Nobody should be dictated what to do. That's where I have the problem with it. And your right to assemble, the right to worship, religion, all of that was cut. You can't, no more groups of this. And I mean, that's just freedom after freedom after freedom they're letting go, and in the name of fear.
Well, I think where the government, where most government entities went wrong was when all these protests started, and they acted like, no big deal.
Right.
It's your First Amendment right. You can't go to church, but you can
But
riot.
you can assemble and protest.
Yeah, you can-
I just think
do
it's a
all that.
little crazy how quickly people become scientists and doctors and experts on things like
Yep.
health or politics or history or philosophy, like overnight, even though I don't think they've ever read a book on any of these topics. Ever.
That's why we sold Kim all those books.
think
We
it's
wanted to
hilarious.
bone up on it. And
I think it's
No,
I
you're
just think it's
exactly
great.
right.
Like I don't even think they've read the Cliff Notes. Like,
Well, and that's
you
part
could
of
put, just
I got
Spark
those
Note
too.
it, like,
I got those.
even the Spark Notes. Like
that's part of the problem too. Is people don't think for themselves.
Cliff Notes,
People.
Well,
people-
no, that's the problem. That's the original sin right
they're
there.
Not
People
thinking
don't
for
think for
themselves.
They go to
Like a bunch of
college.
lemmings right
Yeah,
over the
they go to
side of the-
college and they think that suddenly because their professors have led them by the nose this way, that's the way the world really is.
Well,
That's
and
why they hate America.
What just really irks me on either side too is where they just. It's their way or the highway. There's no other way you can believe. I'm right and
Yeah.
you're wrong. And that's the attitude that gets a lot of people like blocked or I unfriend them on my page because if you aren't willing to at least listen to the other side, you're a blockhead to begin with.
Yes.
you know.
See, I'm the kind of person that I can read something and I'd love to hear someone else's opinion. That doesn't mean I'm gonna agree with you, but I'd like to hear you out.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And we can have a discussion about it.
There's many
Right.
perspectives.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna
I
agree with you or
love-
not agree with
I
you.
love
But I'd love to
playing
hear
devil's
you out.
advocate.
You know what I mean?
I know you
I'm totally
do.
gonna
I
question you
love
probably
playing
on
devil's
whatever it is
advocate.
you're saying.
Yes.
But I'd love to have a free thinking conversation, but that's how you learn and you grow and you develop new opinions and possibly new thought processes.
Well, if you're open,
know?
if you're open
That's
to
how
that.
Yeah.
open-minded, free-thinking individuals learn and grow. And
Shane Duffield,
know?
good morning.
Shane on there?
Yeah,
What's that?
he's on there.
Shane said I wasn't right to.
About what?
My post I put up about for there ain't scorned women out there that
Yeah.
are getting ready to get divorced and want to sell their
Oh, what they're
husband
buying.
trite cheap or
I
any
saw that.
horses
I
cheap.
saw that.
Was he saying that it was the wording that?
He said I just wasn't right.
Oh, okay.
We got to get this man a motorcycle.
I
Shane's
put
part of the club.
I've put
He's
that
part
I've
of
put
that
that on there 2 or 3 times and I've actually got 2 hits from it. And one was hilarious because this woman had a yard sale sign out there that says, "Selling my ex's junk cheap. Come get it Wednesday." Now I did message her. I said, "Hey, you got any motorcycles?" Nope. I said, "Okay." Well,
What about baseball cards?
no, I didn't ask.
No baseball cards.
He's got a jersey on. Shane says, "What's Charlie got on? A bulletproof vest?"
Lakers,
it does
baby.
look like it now that you
It's the
mention
Lakers.
it.
Lakers jersey.
Jeffersonville's getting rough. He said.
Kobe. My salute to Kobe Bryant. Look.
Yeah, it's bad out here.
Wilt to Stilt Chamberlain.
Hope we see you this
Kareem
weekend, Shane. You come down, make it
Abdul-Jabbar.
to Smitty's.
Smitty's, no, he needs to come to the VFW.
We're probably going to do the poker run. It's probably going to be a thing. Sorry. But once you
Run
get
it.
back, then you be
you
doing
know what?
it.
You know what? No, then you can come to my Cedar Creek show on Sunday.
Sure.
There you go. You guys heard
How's that deal?
You heard that, 10 to 3. But
All
you can
right.
come out as late as noon or 1.
All right.
Bring the club out.
Yeah.
It's free to get in. The car show's $5 if you want to register.
Okay.
So if not, you can come out and I won't make you register. You could be my 50-50 girl. I need somebody to sell 50-50 tickets.
I'd do that for you.
What's that look all about, Sydney? What's all that look? What's that all about?
I didn't know what that meant.
50-50 girl? Split the pot.
Split the
Fitty,
pot.
fitty. Fitty, fitty. Split the pot.
Would you like to be a 50-50 girl?
No.
You'd be good. You two would be good 50-50 girls because
Yeah, you'd sell some
smile and talk. Oh, wouldn't they? I tell you what,
Yeah,
they
they'd
would.
sell some
So
tickets.
50 and 50 were 100 then, right? Is that
They
Can they
would.
handle us at 100 proof? Sydney, do
Fitty,
you
fitty.
think?
I'm gonna tell you what. I had Dean and I had another guy selling 50-50 tickets at our
Dean.
last car
Yeah,
show.
Dean.
And
What,
they did
what did
well.
he sell? Like 2
Rusty-
tickets?
No, they sold over $230, or somebody walked away with turned $60, or somebody walked away with $130 from that veterans car show, which was awesome. So bulletproof vest. I don't need a bulletproof
It
vest.
looks like you're wearing them. If you look, though, it looks like you have one on. That's what he's saying. It looks like you've got a vest on. It really is.
Why is it so cold in here?
It's not cold in here. It's comfy. Actually,
It's definitely not
Yeah,
cold in
Shane's
here
like,
now.
he's getting fixed and get you. But yeah, GoFundMe. That's what Shane says. We need to start a GoFundMe.
There you
to
go.
get Charlie a bike and get
there you go.
That's an
Uh,
idea.
there
Now
you go.
that's a good idea.
There we go.
Dean
How
always
many
does
wants to-
GoFundMe.
Would they
Let's
allow
do a
that?
GoFundMe
Yeah.
Who
for
wants to see
Charlie
Charlie
Strike.
Hargrave on a motorcycle? I think that'll just fill up real quick right
Hey,
now.
A GoFundMe motorcycle
I'm supposed
page.
to look at one tomorrow, so
You're
yeah,
looking. You're
we'll
going to get
see.
the fever pretty soon.
I've seen 2 I like.
So how
I
much
just
was the
don't
one in
have money.
Xenia that you liked, Charlie?
Well, one was $39.95, and
is
it
that
was,
is
not
that too
bad.
much?
it was really nice. It was a Yamaha Goldwing, and
It was only $40.
Honda.
$3,900.
Oh.
3,800.
Honda Gold.
A Honda Goldwing. I'm sorry.
A Honda.
See, that's how much I know. Really?
Yes,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, Honda Goldwing. But the thing that was cool about it, I mean, this thing was big. It had like fur on the seats, and had the
Fur.
seats,
Fur?
had the seats.
Fur?
with the-
Okay.
Like the muff
Armrest.
diver on
Fur.
the
Yeah.
Okay, Fergie.
And-
what?
Boots
And-
No, wait,
with
but-
muff
the fur,
diver
with the
on
fur.
the
And-
Whoa, whoa,
Cheech and
whoa,
Chong.
whoa, 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 whoa!
His
What?
license plate says
What?
muff
Wait,
diver.
you-
Can we say that here?
I don't think
Sure.
you can say
we say
We
that?
can't say muff diver?
Okay, I guess you can.
Sure we
Uh,
can.
But also had the color of it.
She's only said it
It's
like
the
6
license
times.
plate.
They asked me to tell them about the motorcycle, and they won't show up. All right. So here we go. It was this really cool motorcycle, but the color was almost
Pink?
not quite. No, it was almost the same color as my Surf and Hearse,
Oh, yeah?
which I'd been kind of
The
cool.
powder.
The
What is that? Like a powder blue?
Sign.
It's like a teal. But
Teal.
then the other one was all done. It was a 3-wheeler. It was a Suzuki, I think. No.
How much was it?
Well, it was an older one, but it
I
was
think you
already
said it was a Kawasaki. didn't you?
Kawasaki. Yeah, it already had the 3-wheel kit on it and
So
everything.
are both these
$69.95.
used? Are
Yeah.
both these used?
That's a real reasonable
Yeah.
price, I think.
$69.95.
Between $4,000 and $7,000, I think is to get you, because you don't want to buy somebody else's problems. You know what I mean?
Well,
You
this
wanna
one
get-
I'm looking at, it's only $600. It's a Yamaha.
You know it's got problems.
No, it's a Honda.
$600.
It's a
$600.
Honda, but I think
I
it's
think he said 2,600.
no 600.
600. Yeah.
This-
Doesn't have
there's
wheels.
three different bikes.
There's no wheels on it.
There's one I'm looking at tomorrow
Does it
that's
have a seat?
600. I haven't seen
Seat
any
is
pictures.
extra. Seat is
The other,
Seat's extra.
the other two, one's $29.99, the other one's $69.99.
I'm
But
trying, Shane. Get him in line, he says.
I
Come
like
with handlebars.
$600.
Yeah. Well,
Don't.
It's a steal.
no, wait. Hold on. You haven't even seen it.
Don't need to.
I think it's one of these guys that's driven for a while. And he's
Only
just
drove it
tired.
on Sundays.
Well, I
church.
think he's just tired of it. He's older, and I think he just wants to get rid of it reasonable. He wants somebody to drive it. And
what
With
they
him
all
on
say.
the back.
I am not going to buy anything without Jared's approval. So
He went to Jared.
He went to Jared.
that's right. I'm going to Kim's
That's
He
Jared.
didn't go to he didn't go to Zales. He went to Jared.
That's great.
So that's why Jared is trying to talk me into this, and I'm like interested, but he doesn't really realize what he's getting into. It's like he wanted to buy some motorcycle gloves at my yard sale. I said, no, just take them, because trust me, you're going to be paying.
Here's
like
some free
$200 or
$2 motorcycle
Lessons.
gloves.
You're
Did
going
we-
to be paying
did-
$200 or
did we-
$300 for
Did he,
those.
did he ever get the right size gloves?
No.
Yeah,
No.
they were close enough.
They were
Double
close.
action.
No.
They were close enough.
Yeah.
Right.
For
You
free,
know,
they're
Pac-Man
close
needs
enough.
a pair of them for the wheelchair that he's in right now because it's making his hands, turning the wheel.
I've got them.
There you
So-
go, Charlie.
Yeah,
You know,
he can
yeah.
have a pair. I'll
Okay,
give him a pair.
That'd be all right.
Joe Davis, not the way I wanted to start my morning.
No, wait a minute. Is Joe Davis?
Joe Davis is on.
Oh, Joe. Hey,
Joe Davis getting ready to start some volleyball.
Yeah, Joe is
refereeing
going to
classes.
be. He's going to be teaching
Sunday at BW.
BW3s.
The
yeah.
way I understand it, if you buy Joe wings, he passes you automatically.
That's right.
The way
That's the
I
way I
understand
understand
it, no one bring Joe Davis energy drinks.
No, definitely don't want
Is
him to
this the
drink any
cowboy guy?
energies.
Or is this
No,
the-
no.
No,
that's-
that's Joe Holdren.
Joe Holdren.
Joe Davis,
Joe Davis is a referee.
a legend in his own mind.
Yeah, and
In his own
East-
mind, not
Yes.
in his
East
time.
Clinton basketball legendary.
Yeah,
too.
you
There
should
go.
see his bony legs in those pictures. Oh my
He
gosh.
doesn't like sour cream.
Chip Pratt. How you doing,
He
Jim
doesn't
Gregory?
like sour cream.
No, he lets me know that
Where the
every
heck
time
did
I
that come
post
from?
food pictures.
Jim
Oh.
Gregory is a big Trump guy out of Blanchester. Which, speaking of Bland, we'll be down at Chubby's Pizza tonight if the weather permits from 5 to 8.
Is it supposed to rain?
Well, you know what's funny? Last week, I'm going to Chubby's Pizza. I'm driving through rain all the way there. I'm thinking, well, we'll get there. We'll be there about an hour and probably be it. Didn't rain. a
It
drop.
cleared, didn't it?
It did not rain a drop. There's only 20, 25 cars that showed up.
It never rains in
And
Blanchester.
It did not rain a drop.
It's like California.
Bill Coker, how you doing, Bill? Happy Tuesday to you also, Mr. Gray. Jim, I tell you what, Jim would be fun to have on the show. He'd fit right in because he's a big Trump guy.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come up, you want to get your butt up early and come down here from Blanchester. We're here every Tuesday morning, Jim Gregory. He would be
7:30 to 10 o'clock.
7:30 to 10 o'clock. If you didn't want to come out early, you could come in like 8 or 9.
Stop
Charlie,
in,
what
drop
will
by.
your plate say for
already
my
told you.
motorcycle? Well, no, they've already got a name for me for the club.
The club?
Killa. No, it's not Killa. It's, what is it?
It's instigator.
Instigator.
That's just not
Instigator.
You'll earn your road name at some point.
He's
I'll-
already
You'll
earned it.
earn
It's
and
pretty
it will
obvious.
be bestowed
As long as it's
upon
not
you.
road
I know
kill.
What, I know what my road name will be. Old man. There you go. Old man.
I was thinking, we got another guy in the club. His name's Charles too, and he goes by Chucky.
Oh no, I don't want to buy Chucky.
But I was thinking,
I'm glad he has that
Because
one already. I'm glad he has that one
That's
already.
really creative.
Yeah, Chucky.
So,
I bet it took a long time to think of that.
I mean,
Shane's at it too.
What? Shane.
She showed his
Shane.
card. That's what it said. MUFDVR. That's what it said.
I'm sure somebody has already got that plate somewhere. So
I don't know if they'll even give it to
I
you.
don't think my wife would like that.
Probably not.
What you,
I've met her.
well, some of those plates
what
they
you could
won't.
do, you could go MDUVFR.
There you go.
That is too much for this early in the morning, Charlie. I can't give you that.
Alrighty, moving on.
Moving on. Well, Kim Michael told me today on the way in that the bubonic plague has been released
So
in
they
China.
say.
That's what they said.
That's what they said. There's a case of it. But I've also heard
China.
there's been, over history, there was like 2 cases. 2 people died of it in Colorado, a husband and wife.
Whatever.
Not,
hap-
not right
Bubonic
now. Not right now.
plague?
Yes,
Did-
not now.
didn't-
Over sometime.
Didn't we have like a monkey flu going around there for
Something
a while?
along those lines. They, I want to say, I don't want to, what were they eating? I don't want to say it was marmots, but
Marmots.
something, they're eating, marmots or chinchillas or something like those things, and they were eating, they lived the kidney. They ate the kidney, and it wasn't cooked properly, and that's how they contracted it.
The kidney.
Why was
The kidney of the
anyone
marmot?
eating
In,
that?
The kidney of the
Chinese.
marmot?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, a marmot or something along those lines, some kind of lemming
Makes
or
you want to go out and
something.
get some Chinese.
I really think it was a
here
marmot.
in
I
Washington
think it was.
Courthouse, Charlie.
And-
Where's that place?
It was good yesterday.
Yeah.
It was.
Can we
give
go
me
there
some
for lunch?
Give me some marmot.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, I'm not eating
Your
any
wife
kidneys.
just asked you a question.
I'm not eating kidneys, so forget it.
No one said you had to eat kidneys.
No,
No,
there is
don't eat
there is a
brains, don't
good
eat
there is a
tongue.
good restaurant. It's in the shopping center there, across from.
Behind Long John Silver's there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one
Yeah.
too.
I
But it's
don't know
not
the
all
name
you
of
can
it.
eat.
But you
No.
can't you
Well,
can't
I
eat
don't need
in.
all I can
you
eat.
you don't eat in it. Well, I guess you can. There are some
They
there are
have
some
some good
seats.
lunch
But I don't know
specials.
whether you can eat in right now. But we've eaten there before.
Shane is the white boy. Are
That's
you
what he
allowed?
said.
Are you allowed to say that?
The
Shane?
white boy,
The white boy. I don't know if you can say that now.
white
Well,
It's probably not.
white is not right.
appropriate.
Yes. Now, don't you think all that's getting just a little bit out of hand?
Yeah, but
Pancake syrups and this and that and the other.
Yeah, I know. But
Come on.
yeah.
Cream of what?
Yes.
Cream of what?
Cream of
I keep seeing this meme with the cream of wheat with a picture of Joe Biden on it, and it says cream of what?
I don't know about that
Won't
one.
that be just a
Cream of
terrible
what?
thing? If that guy
Do we?
I don't
Do,
know.
I
but,
have to say
do
it
we
that way
honestly
because it
think that
sounds
this
so
guy's got a
melodic.
chance
Cream of
in?
what?
How in the world could anybody honestly go in and vote for that man, knowing that he's won?
Exactly.
I tell you what, I think they're getting ready to mess
He's a
up
few
too.
fries short.
You know, because now they're not looking at Kamala Harris right now for the vice president.
No,
which-
they're looking at that other
Susan Rice.
well, yeah,
Susan Rice, and I'm going to tell you what.
That's an Obama plant.
Well, yeah, but wait a minute. It takes me 2 seconds to do what do they call that when you look up bad things on your opponent.
Background check.
Well, there's actual
but she's the one that
opposition
outed-
research.
She
opposition
outed all
research
the,
on Susan Rice. And wait a minute,
yeah.
no, wait a minute. Benghazi, guys, Benghazi.
lied about
Don't you
that.
remember?
Sip the tea,
It was a
baby. Sip
movie.
That, spill that
Yeah.
tea.
It was a movie, Benghazi. A movie caused all this death at
It was a YouTube video,
yeah,
Charlie.
YouTube video.
The guy
yeah.
was in prison. They put him in prison
YouTube
for the video.
that caused all this uproar in Benghazi, where we had people lose lives. And she's partially responsible for that, along with Hillary.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and put Susan Rice in there as that vice president, because I could tear her to shreds with opposition research.
I feel like whoever runs with Biden is, if he would win, that person will end up being your president because he's 77 years old. What's the odds he's going to live?
Brooke.
You know, I mean, what's the odds? He'd be the oldest. Donald Trump right now is the oldest president to ever be elected right now at 70.
And he's so buff.
Well,
Isn't he a buff
Well,
guy?
at least he's still coherent.
Yes, Biden is
the
not.
point is, Biden doesn't know what day of the
I-
week it is
I
or where
think
he's
he's
at
got
most
some
of the
dementia
time.
issues.
I-
I really,
how-
really
how-
I'm like
what-
that too.
But
That's
how
what-
honestly are they
I
going to
really
be able to
think so
have
because-
three?
So
Three?
whoever-
dealt with your mother
If he-
and my father. I can see it.
If he gets elected, whoever you're electing
How can
as
you
vice
elect him?
president would
How-
really
how-
be the
That's
How
president.
can he
exactly
make
right.
it through three
But
debates?
wait a second. Hold on a second.
How do you have a debate with the
Hang
guy?
on, hang on. First of all, I'm not a Democrat. But if I'm a Democrat, how do I even put him up as my contender?
His senility is
How
real.
do I
Agreed.
even put him up?
So there must be some alternative. There's something going on, or something's going to happen at the last minute.
You just talk to just normal. I have a friend that's a Democrat. And
Wait a
and
minute. You were going to use two
honestly-
words together that don't go together.
Honestly,
a normal
Friends and
Democrat.
normal Democrat.
They gotta have
wait
like
a second. They said that they don't, in their mind's eye, now you have to realize this is a different way of looking at things. They don't see any difference between Biden and Trump as far as the senility part.
Oh, I just.
They don't. But no, I know we
No,
disagree
I mean,
with it.
yeah.
But in their eyes, they think Trump is just as bad as Biden as far as the.
I think that they're trying to justify Biden's senility because there is no comparison between those two. Their mental faculty.
I've watched.
I
the trips
agree.
I
and what
think
he's-
that if they really want to put a Democrat in office, if they have any chance of putting a Democrat in office, they really want to have a quote-unquote strong chance of getting one elected, they need to have a Democratic convention and put up an actual candidate that can get elected.
But they
Because
better,
if they have
they better
Trump,
do it quick.
if they have Trump debate Biden,
When
it's
is
going to
the
be like having
when is the convention now? The convention
high-speed
is in
internet.
August.
argue against dial-up.
Dial up.
And then it's going to be like the busy tones going off. It's going to be like,
Oprah.
and they're going to have to like cut to commercial,
Oprah.
like every 5 seconds.
Put up Oprah.
Like,
She'd do better
They
than
could put
Biden.
up anybody. Ellen, I mean,
Ellen.
DeGeneres. Like,
Yeah.
she'd just come out there and be like doing some kind of weird dance move.
Yeah.
They would do better.
And,
I'd vote for her.
You know, I'm
They-
just
they-
saying, like, put up
they-
anybody.
they
Like,
would do
people
better
would
than
like her.
Biden.
Agreed.
Anybody.
That's why Trump got elected. He
Although
wasn't a
although
politician.
even Ellen has
I
gotten
think
in some
so.
trouble recently.
Yeah.
Didn't they
I
s-
was
just
just
saying,
telling
anybody.
about that.
They
What's
were-
up with that?
Well, they supposedly she's very very mean person, even though she acts like she's
Most
such a
celebrities
sweet
are.
person. She's very mean.
Something about an ankle bracelet or something? Was that her or was that Oprah?
What?
ankle bracelet? You said?
I told you, now it could be a fabricated picture of the media, but supposedly this Tom Hanks and Oprah and Ellen, all these shows that have been getting canceled, have some of this ties to Epstein and all of this.
Well, I mean, that's possible.
It's
But,
possible.
but
I mean,
are they canceled? Have they canceled
That's what I've
Ellen's
heard.
show?
There's canceled shows.
And
Ellen's canceled.
Oprah hasn't had a
Oprah-
show, has she?
Oprah
She has a
hasn't
whole
had a show
network.
in
She has a whole network.
So they
She hasn't
cancel her
had
network?
own show in a long time.
The
Yeah.
what is it? OAN?
Oh, I think, yeah.
It's OWN.
OWN. Oh, okay.
OWN.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey Network.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what they say. I don't know, how much truth into it because you see everything you read and what's true and not. But it makes a lot of sense. People in high places do, you get abuse of
But
power,
they have
you
the
get
farthest to fall.
money.
So
higher you
are we
climb,
saying
the
they're all
farthest you
in
have
this
to fall.
together?
I'm not personally saying that, but
We're
I'm
in
saying,
this
we're in this together. Ooh, I see what you did there.
I've got that sticker
The
on the
new
back of my
normal.
car.
Do you really?
Yes.
You've got
Who
what?
put that there?
My daughter.
I had a feeling.
My daughter put it there.
I talked to her.
I
We're
know.
in this
I haven't
together.
talked to her yet.
The
I haven't
new
seen her in
normal.
3 days.
She's a hard worker.
No, she's a hard boyfriend. That's
Oh,
what it is.
okay.
Yeah, she's been staying
sounds like
way
a
too
father.
many-
Uh-oh.
yeah, I need.
What's his name?
I need
Levi?
Levi.
Is it Levi?
Does he
Levi.
own the jeans?
Levi.
No, I wish he did.
I was
wish
gonna
he did.
say,
No,
at least
he-
that's an investment.
He's got a good job. He works out at Amazon. He supposedly makes around $1,000 a week and just got a $500 bonus.
Oh, wow. We don't know much about him.
Well,
Deep
he's-
pockets.
I've met him once, and he seems.
Have you
okay.
been looking at a Facebook page recently, Charlie?
Should I stalk
Oh,
him?
worker?
We
we stalk?
We
I'll
are.
stalk him.
We are Facebook friends.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't.
Well,
I
I'll
don't,
do some deeper investigation.
I don't have a problem at all with him. The problem I have is just, and I'm struggling with this. So you guys that have been through this, if you got any hints, well, it's my one and only kid, so I don't want to screw it up. Because my brother, he had a kid and he screwed it up big time, and I've got the same genes where I could screw it up too. I want to show support.
Are they
I wanna-
Levi's?
She's 18. Shut up, Rick. She's 18, so I mean, I can't really do much anyhow. I mean, she does live with us, and she can live with us till she's 58. I don't care, but I just worry. It's like she's out late at night driving, coming home from his house or whatever, and I'm just like,
Where's he live?
Jamestown, so it's not too far,
Oh,
but still, it's like
How old is he?
he's 21, so
Okay.
it's not that bad. 21, 18.
Does he go to school?
He wants to go back. He went for a year, but he wasn't very successful. He wants to go back and be a cop.
Okay.
So that ain't bad.
You have to go to school
That's
for
what I'm saying.
that?
The kid, I don't really have a problem with the kid. That's what I'm saying. But I'm just, it's one of those
Why
things-
would anybody want to be a police officer in today's world?
I know it.
That's a shame,
And he
too.
might be rethinking that.
I
That's
would.
a shame.
I mean,
Police used to be a very high esteem, very high regard. When you're in school, they're heroes. Everybody wants to be a fireman, a policeman, and a
First
doctor.
responder.
Yeah.
So, my problem's not with him. It's with just
What is it,
it's
Charlie?
My problem. I've just got to get used
You just
to
have
her
a problem
being,
with trying to let her go and give her space because
and
you're
not be
a
a
dad
worrying
and you love her
Let
and you
her
care about
fly.
her.
Possible not
let
to
her
lie.
spread her wings.
Well,
What?
and I'm trying to let her do that, and I'm not saying much to her about it, but it just worries the crap out of me.
sure.
Because like if she's out late, which I told her she's 18. I don't care when she comes. I said the only thing I want you to do is just text me before you leave. That way I know when you're on the road. Because then if there's an issue, I can maybe.
Yeah, somebody could hit
Fine.
her or something. Not her
Right.
be the fault of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Well, I wouldn't be up her butt, but I'd just let her know you love her, you care for her,
She
you're there
knows
for
that.
her, and
She knows that.
to keep you in the loop, and
Yeah.
let her know if she needs anything.
Yep. She knows that. But it's not like I said. The person with the problem is me, and I realize that. I'm smart enough to realize that. But it's like.
I think
'Cause I don't
with
sleep as
time,
well.
It'll get easier.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like when
Yeah.
she's out, I mean, I sleep super light because I never have my phone on at night. Now I have my phone on at night all the time.
So you're waiting for that call?
Well,
what call's
it just
that?
worries me. Yeah, well, that she could be off the side of the road, and she's been burning the candle on both ends. So that worries me because
You mean she's been working
She's
a
at
lot?
school.
work, school, school, and boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
So
I just
this
she could
young
fall
man,
asleep
this
driving.
young man, he works at Amazon.
Yes.
He has his own apartment.
No,
No,
No, he still lives with his parents too.
Okay, so at least he's chaperoned.
Yeah, which is good.
Okay, that's
Which
good.
is good. Yeah. Yep.
You want me to
They
check
have
in on him
talked
occasionally?
about- they have
Charlie?
they have talked
I
to
could
each
swing
about
by. I
getting
mean,
an apartment.
Jamestown's close to here. I could swing by
Yeah,
occasionally.
they
Yeah,
have
she's-
talked about getting an apartment. I said, well, why don't you wait a
They
year?
together?
Well, separately and together. They've talked both ways because they both are making money.
Well, Crystal's going to college,
Well,
so she's.
and that's what I told her. I said, why don't you wait a year? Wait a year and get a year of college under your belt. And then after that, then you kind of know what
I
you're
wouldn't
dealing
move
with.
in with anyone too
she would-
soon because I've had just girl roommates that I moved in with too soon that drove me crazy.
Yeah, me
and
too.
That
Yeah.
did not work
I know
out.
that. I can.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
drive me crazy.
Girl, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, good.
Yeah.
good.
I feel like I'm not in the
Boo
loop
boo.
here.
You're in the loop.
Let me tell you. And I can only imagine how much I scared my parents because I moved out when I was 17 into my dorm room when I started college. And
Well, and I tell you what, I feel bad now because I think I probably put my parents through more than I should have because I stayed until I started teaching. So I stayed all through college at home, but
I graduated
I
early and
went-
I went to college at 17 and
I went out.
I wouldn't answer my phone.
Yeah.
Like when they'd call me and my mom would like randomly
Smart.
show up at my dorm room.
That's
Yeah.
smart.
Like, why didn't you answer your phone?
Oh,
I'd be like, why are
I
you
never did
here?
that,
I went
yeah.
to school like an hour away from my parents' house.
Not far enough. You should have went to
Yeah,
Penn
no,
State.
I got into Penn State and my parents were like, you're not going there. That's like all the way across the United States. So yeah, I only went like an hour away, but my mom would like show up at my dorm room like, you didn't answer your phone. I'd be like,
Well,
oh,
Are you? Yeah.
you weren't supposed
It's
to
hard
show
for
up
parents
here.
to let. I
It
think.
is. It's the letting
it is.
go part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm not even really letting her go. She's staying home, but it's just,
And it's like, do as I say, don't do as I do.
Well, she's probably not at home that often, though, Charlie.
Huh?
She's probably not at home that much. Maybe take a
She's
shower,
not home.
get dressed to
But
go
the
the
other
next.
thing is, like,
time.
most of the time I wasn't answering my phone. I'd be, like, sleeping or, like, studying in the library. I wasn't, like,
see,
doing
your
anything,
parents
like,
are
fun
thinking-
or
your
exciting.
parents
Like,
are
I wasn't,
thinking-
like, out drinking or,
yeah,
like,
they're
Yeah, or
thinking
something
like,
that.
that.
I was, or,
Somebody
like, hooking up with a
something to
boy.
you.
Like, I wasn't
Yeah.
doing anything
I-
exciting.
but Charlie,
like,
knowing Crystal, she's just not made up that way. I don't see her as a big party animal,
Right.
carousing,
She doesn't
I was at
drinking.
cheerleading practice.
She
Like,
does.
I
It's
wasn't
very,
doing
very.
anything,
In
like,
fact,
cool.
I'll be honest with you, Charlie. I've said this often. I don't even know where the heck she came from because she's not like you or your wife.
Oh.
She's a lot more.
Mark,
Spitting image of
Mark
her.
Click. How you doing, Mark? Mark could
no
be a good one for
denying
me to
her.
talk to. He's had several kids leave the nest. He'd be a good one to talk to. He used to be a pastor at Greenfield. He's the head of a bunch of pastors now in the First Baptist Church, and Mark. If you ever want to come on the show, he'd be a great one to have on the show because he's not only obviously knows a lot about religion and things, but he's just a smart, super nice
Speaking
guy.
of that, Charlie, you know who I miss on the morning show?
Our
Yes, our Mormon girls.
Yep.
They were great.
They were fun.
Did they come
fun.
out to visit my dad?
Did
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
They
come
came
with-
out several times to help you out.
Sweet-
Yeah, they helped me put his
sweetest
room
people.
together.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. That
Yep,
was really
they
cool.
We had some really interesting conversations too.
Well, and that was an open invite to any religion that wanted. to
Well,
come
that's
in and
true,
talk,
yeah, but- yeah.
'cause we were
If
doing
y'all
this
ever want to
every
know
day.
some Jewish facts, some factoids, I can drop some.
I've got all the
Mazel
Jewish
tov
facts I
cocktails
need
on
now.
you.
Mazel tov, yeah.
the Mazel Tov cocktails. Uh-oh. Kim's got to take a phone call
Yeah.
to the Bat Cave.
It's her stockbroker.
She's got to diversify.
Got to make a
Chris
quick
Bogan. How you
purchase
doing,
here.
Chris? Chris is in Virginia now. He serves our country, and
Oh,
we
okay.
appreciate that, Chris. So he's watching from Virginia somewhere. But anyhow, let's see, where were we at? Somehow we went from the bubonic plague to talking about my daughter.
Well,
So-
if it makes you feel any better, I'll stay in touch with Crystal.
Oh,
as
yeah, well,
I,
Crystal
as I
likes
always
you.
do. And,
Yeah, Crystal likes you.
Yeah,
I
'cause
won't
she-
tell you any secrets.
My wife
but
is
I'll
such
make
an
sure that she's
influence.
okay, so
I don't need to know. I don't need to
I
know.
will
like a
always
big
make
sister.
sure she's all right.
Big
I don't
sister.
need to
So-
know anything here. Yeah, she
Old
definitely
sister.
needs that.
Big
She
old
definitely
sister.
So
needs
there's
that.
that.
Because it's like
If anything
She-
actually,
she
huge
asks-
transpires, then
she
I
asks
will,
me questions sometimes, and I jokingly lie. And she knows I'm lying, but it's like, when did you start doing this? When did you start doing it? I said, I haven't.
I was going
haven't
to say,
started doing
you
that.
actually told her, Charlie?
No, I jokingly said, she said, like, when was when did you guys start living together? I was like, 20 years. After 20 years, and we've only been married 20 years. I told
In fact,
her
I'm still a virgin.
a couple of years ago. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. So, I tell you what, parenting, I'm just glad we've got her as far as we have, but this is big transitions or big times in lives where it's easier to screw up than normal. And that's why I'm trying to get her through this transition, get into college, start doing college real well, and then get a year of that.
I mean, I'm obviously not a parent, but I have been to college and all that jazz.
Yeah,
So I know about all that.
She's
kind
been
of
to
stuff,
college.
so.
I can
And
attest to
I am
that.
around her age, so she might feel a little more comfortable.
You're around
talking
her
to me,
age?
so,
No, wait a
you know.
minute. You're not around her age.
I'm not that much older than her.
She's
homeboy.
18.
I'm 26.
Oh yeah, that's like
I'm a lot closer
I'm
to her
around
age
your
than
age.
Mr. 67 over here.
I'm around your age. Yeah.
So you better calm down.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be a year older here shortly.
Isn't there a song, Crack That Whip?
So, okay, great grandfather.
Ooh, great grandfather.
Let's whip it. I'm dreading this situation with my daughter. Jeremy, I know and I will be the wrong one to ask for advice. So when she gets up there, don't ask me.
What did you say? Great. I feel like that is an adult movie
What's that?
title. It could be.
What's
An
that?
adult movie?
Great. What'd she say?
Okay, great-grandfather.
I feel like that could be the title of an adult movie.
Probably.
Great.
It might even be a
great
genre
grandfather.
of
It
them.
probably is like a whole genre on a website. Like
Weren't
that's
you
my new
telling-
OnlyFans
I thought-
title. Like, okay, great grandfather.
What is this
Like,
OnlyFans?
I don't have an OnlyFans
She has
for
this
anyone who's
obsession with
for anyone
OnlyFans.
who's
Is there
wondering,
something
I
you
don't
want to tell me,
actually
Sydney?
have an OnlyFans profile.
Do you
I
want to tell me?
I keep reading subreddits about it, and I am now very curious about it.
About
so,
what?
OnlyFans.
Do you know what?
Do you have Reddit?
No.
Okay.
No.
You do have OnlyFans.
No. I have Starfans.
Do you know what OnlyFans is?
OnlyFans? Wait a minute.
Charlie
let me
obviously
tell you
doesn't know what
think here.
OnlyFans is.
OnlyFans is like where like guys.
It's like
will pay-
Snapchat, but you get a subscription to watch people's channel.
Their channel.
Yeah,
You
but
pay
you
to
can-
see people's content.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the content is more premium. Do you
but-
catch my drift?
Yeah. Yeah.
X-rated.
And if you go
Or
to,
like feet pics and stuff.
if you go to Instagram all the time,
Like what?
Feet pictures.
Feed pictures?
Feet. It's a
Feet.
thing.
Your feet.
Oh,
Your
feet pictures.
fetishes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
fetish.
thing.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be nudity. It can be
No,
like feet
feet-
pictures or like weird fetishes. Like some people are addicted to like food.
Do you want to share,
Like-
Charlie?
Like is like sexy food.
I'm good. I'm
Sexy food? Sexy food?
There are foodies.
What is
Yes,
sexy
foodies.
food?
Like people eating food in sexy ways.
How do you eat food in sexy ways?
It's a thing. So
A
anyway,
banana
look it up.
comes to mind.
Yes,
Have you
like
ever seen a
fetishes,
buffet?
An ice cream.
Like apparently there's a fetish of people eating lard. So yes, this is a real thing. Look it up.
I prefer goose
Look
fat.
it up. It's a real thing.
Oh, she said.
This is a real thing. This is a real thing.
Lard.
Yes,
Lard?
it is a real thing.
So
This is a real thing.
how long have you been subscribed to
doing-
this? How long have you been subscribed to this?
I'm not subscribed to it, but
Is
I've
this
been
on the
doing
Food
So
Network?
now we know.
This is not the Food Network.
I
Yes,
have
she
been doing research on this topic because it's very interesting to me.
Hey, Max Harris,
I
how you
really
doing?
want to ask you how you're conducting your research, but
Food
then again, I
Network.
don't.
Via
Well, obviously, I'm
Reddit.
unaware of it.
Via
She must be
Reddit.
doing it when I'm snoring.
Via Reddit because it is very
Boy, I
interesting.
could run with
She
that.
does
I
post
could
a
just
lot of
run,
food,
run,
too.
run away with that.
I make a lot of food
While you were
and
sleeping.
I post a lot of food, and people are very interested in my food pictures.
You've not been feeding me lard, have you?
No, I have not been feeding you
But
lard.
now-
but
now-
he grew up eating
Now, if-
lard
so-
and sugar
wait a
sandwiches.
No,
second,
I
wait a
did
second.
not.
So
Yeah.
if we get your
No.
fans only page,
I don't
does-
have
It's
an
only
OnlyFans.
fans, Charlie. It's
I
not
thought we were
fans
gonna
only.
See some food, different places.
Charlie,
or
it's
something.
only fans, not
OnlyFans.
fans
I don't
only.
have an account yet,
Only
but I've
fans,
thought about
that's
making
nice.
one. But you have to pay to see my content if I make one.
Yeah. No, that would be very expensive, though, isn't it? Very expensive to set one of those accounts up.
No, it costs me nothing. You have to pay to watch my content.
I know, but don't you have to? As a content provider? Don't you have to?
No, you pay nothing.
You don't pay anything?
No,
Oh, well, I need one of those.
no.
What do you mean no?
I hope not.
Are you gonna sell feet pics too?
Are
No,
you gonna,
I'm gonna
no one
eat.
wants to
I'm
see
gonna
your feet.
I'm gonna eat sexy food. Watch me.
Okay, great grandpa.
Wait,
That's
wait
the
till
name
you,
of our OnlyFans
wait
account.
till you see.
Food and
Okay, grandpa.
Wait till you see me eat the s'more.
That will be the name of our account. Okay, great grandpa.
Okay. The only thing I can add to this conversation, and maybe I would be curious to know if you girls can do this.
Oh dear.
But I do know a girl that she could eat a cherry and
I know.
with her
I know
tongue.
where he's
Tie
going.
a knot with
tie a
her
knot
tongue.
with the stem.
I've known a few girls like that, Charlie.
Jared.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Jared can do
Jared
that.
can do
She
that.
can do that.
He went to
Can you do
Jared.
He can do that.
I would probably choke. I'd probably be-
I don't know.
Oh, I just got to leave that alone.
Yeah.
I just got to leave that.
I can do
I
this.
can't open that door.
Jeremy Sloan says plating is important
What is
for
it?
fine cuisine.
What is?
Jeremy Sloan says plating is important.
Plating?
Oh yes, how you
Jeremy
how-
Sloan,
cuisine.
aren't you friends with me on Facebook?
How you
I'm
put
sure
it
you've
on the
seen
plate.
my food pics.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
but
Is that
J-
boner?
J-
Is that his boner Sloan? Is that his dad?
I'm just saying.
Is what?
Or is that him?
I'm pretty sure you're friends with me on
No,
Facebook.
no, what was
and
that?
you
Is
see my
Boner,
food pics.
Boner Stone? I think is or
Boner
Sloan.
Sloan.
Boner Sloan. I think.
Jeff Sloan's his name.
Yeah.
But he has always went by the nickname Boners.
Boner
We can say
Sloan.
that, right? It's. I mean,
Well, of course you can say Boner. Boner Sloan is not an illegal name.
you all gotta censor me or something. I don't. Even,
Y'all, I don't even know where we're going with this. But
You brought it up. This
I
is
don't know.
all on
But
you.
Well, she,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
she
admit-
was. Yeah, Sydney was the one that I thought my sex dolls were out there, but Sydney has topped me.
sex dolls or sex doubles?
Sex dolls.
Well, actually, okay, all of this whole
I would
like
never have a
lard
double
eating
for
fetish,
sex.
okay, came about because I was talking to my girlfriend Sarah, and apparently there's these women who get paid to eat lard for a living to the point where they're obese and
Oh,
cannot
yeah,
move.
that's true.
And
Yes.
she,
Yeah,
and
they're
like,
so fat, they
so
can't-
they cannot move. They cannot
And-
move,
and they're-
and that
and
men
they're-
have to take care of them.
yeah, they
like,
clean
and
out
they
the folds
are
in their
so
skin.
dependent on them. They have to like bathe them and stuff. Like they are bedridden.
Yeah.
This is how this all came about.
Yeah.
You were wondering.
It's Sarah's
so I'm telling
fault.
You the whole story.
Sarah in
told you I didn't
Orlando.
like
Text me. This is
Sarah
how I
in
told-
Orlando.
this is how this all
She
came
started
about.
this. Yeah,
Sarah, to real
I
recap.
listen to this all the time. You know, it's like I'm in a.
And to think that once upon a time there was a TV show where Flava Flav was the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Flava
was that?
Flav.
She lost me on
Flavor
that
of
one.
The
Love.
flavor of love. There you go. That's Brett Michaels and his was it the Rock of
the
Love?
Rock of Love.
Yeah. Then
Once
we used
upon
to
a
have the
time.
newlywed game.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying-
I
We
like
used to have
that.
The dating game.
What
dating
happened-
game.
What has happened to society
The
the
dating game.
was fun.
Yeah.
To watch.
when things were real?
The dating game, yeah, was fun. And well, yeah, let's.
Bob Eubanks, is that who that
Yep.
was? Yeah.
No, Bob Eubanks was the
Newlywed game. That was
The
Bob
dating
Eubanks.
game was somebody else.
You have got to be a newlywed in order to be on that
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was not as inclusive.
And they have a newlywed game here a few years ago.
The new
Yeah,
newlywed
with
game.
that.
I don't know if
can't
it's
think of her
still. Is Chuck Woolery? Was he in that?
Chuck
one?
Woolery, that's his name.
He was a big host. I
That's
don't know
the
if that
one.
was it or not.
He was a big host.
That's the one.
I like.
Chuck
I tell you,
Woolery.
the one I like watching now. These game shows. They've brought back Match Game, which is funny.
Yeah.
I don't like the Baldwin's running it, but I can stomach him. But I'd really like to Tell the Truth. Have you seen that lately? The new version of To Tell the Truth. It's really funny because I can't think of the guy's name. That's the host, but his mama is on there, and his mama like just throws in chat from the side. She guesses on each one of them, but it's funny if you get everyone right that night as you're one of the celebrities, you you get the Golden Doris Award, which is a little
Is
statue.
that
of
his mama?
mom. That's a statue.
Golden
Rick,
Doris.
You know what? Hey, Rick, that would be fun to do in here. Like have another show where we had like a little to tell the truth and like we had to guess
A
who they
game
were.
show.
That
Well,
would
we could
be
do game
fun.
shows. There's all kinds
That
of game
would
shows
be
that we could do.
fun.
But we
Isn't
have
that
to be
like
careful
Hollywood
because
Squares?
we can't get
To
sued.
tell the
Charlie.
truth is where you have like
Did people tell stories?
three people come up there and they'll say, I created the whatever,
I get
the
you.
iPad.
Well,
I created the iPad.
Well,
I
Sydney
created the
Sydney has the domain Let's Get Personal, which I originally had for a game show that I
You can't
did.
have my domain.
Well, I know, but I used to do a game show called Let's Get Personal, and it was on Star 64 in Cincinnati and several of the cable channels down there. And we were at Willie's Sports Bar on Friday nights to do our game show in front of an audience, and we taped several of those game shows. So we could do game shows here, but
That'd be fun to
we'd
do
have to do
on-
something that wasn't already syndicated or that wasn't copyrighted, so we wouldn't get sued. So you'd have to
Right.
invent a
I
new
like
game
not getting
show.
sued.
Yeah.
We need to come up with something. Who's that? Bill Raybeck calling?
I don't know.
Bill Raybeck.
So-
he likes
You've got
calling
like
during
4
our
gray
show.
hairs in your
Just
eyebrows,
6
but I'll pluck
ones,
them
or-
for you later.
No, you're not going to pluck my eyebrow.
Oh, they
I
hurt.
pluck his.
That hurts. Ooh, that hurts.
I'll pass.
Yeah.
They look a lot better.
I got a lot more gray hair than just
yeah,
the
but
eyebrow.
like,
He wouldn't have
like,
any eyebrows
once you
left.
fix the eyebrows,
He
they'll
would-
I
look-
tell Jared
they're,
he's
like,
the
on
silver
point.
fox.
He would
So
have
you see,
no-
That's all the silver hair. You see, you can go with that, right? The silver fox.
That'd be a good name for me. in my motorcycle
Your road
club.
name? Oh my God, you just got it.
Fox, Silver Fox.
Silver.
There you go. I like it. I like it. That's,
Do you have the letters?
that's better than
Do I
the
have
Grey
what?
Goose.
The letters
What letters?
Yeah.
I wrote you
Yes.
here.
Do you have the letters? What?
No, I don't think so.
What's
You didn't
that?
bring them here.
Probably not.
What letters you
lying.
talking about?
I might be.
I can see the look on your
What
face.
letters you
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Acquiring minds want to know.
We'll show the will you get
No,
off
we
here.
won't.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
Anthony Anderson. Yeah, that's who does To Tell the Truth, and his mama Doris. But
Mama
they
Doris.
have really some good guests, and it's pretty neat. I don't know if we could do something like a takeoff on that or not.
Well, it would have to be something that would be different because once again, you'd get
we'll
sued.
figure out some kind of way to spin it.
But,
so
but,
it's
but
not
we can do game
infringement.
shows. So if anyone has ideas for game
Game
Like a
shows,
trivial
Game
pursuit
shows.
kind of thing.
yeah,
that
we could do all kinds of game shows on here.
that would be fun.
That would be interesting.
That would be fun.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Well, the nice thing about To Tell the Truth, you don't have to pay anyone anything. You know?
And we don't have to tell the truth.
Right. Well, and some people would be really.
Well, then
we would be we would be like the,
Maniacal. I love it.
we would probably be the guessers. We'd have to bring people on. You know, that would be the fun part of it.
right, we'd have to determine whether they were telling the truth or not.
Yes.
And then if they didn't, I would waterboard them. They would tell the
Okay.
truth.
That's the spin-off.
They
You'll
they
get
they would tell the truth.
And we should burn Crete.
We should
How are we
see.
doing time
We should burn
wise here?
Crete.
We're
got
fine. We
like
got 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
10 minutes. Hey, baseball's getting ready to start.
9 minutes.
Baseball's
Ho-hum.
getting ready to start.
Ho hum.
Ohio said something.
Oh,
you know, go ahead.
wait a minute. We've got to touch this issue before we go. And I apologize. I should know the name of this. I don't even think I've heard the song before. But now for the Professional Football League, the National Football League, you will not only have to sit through the Star Spangled Banner, but you'll have to sit through the Black National Anthem.
Which is what?
I'll have to look it up.
I don't know what
can't
it's
think of the
called,
name.
but this is ridiculous.
The Black National Anthem. What's it called? Somebody out there tell us.
So now, am I to get this correct? The national anthem is the white anthem,
Evidently.
and the black anthem is the other
Ah,
anthem.
And,
yeah.
and there is the only reason people are kind of having a little bit of a
So what happens if you
heartburn.
kneel during this?
the heartburn.
Are you extra
Should you not
racist?
protest? You know what I mean, right? Yeah.
So,
you
that
got-
would be
you
I
Yeah.
think they should just play it before the
that would be
players come
interesting.
on
What if all the
field.
white
I think that
players
would
kneel
sound
during the
a
black
lot.
anthem?
The
Oh, you're a troublemaker. You know that? Starting
now
trouble.
that you know what I bet
I
a lot of
just-
people will do that.
inquiring minds.
Let's see what it comes up here. Black National Anthem. I can't remember what the name of it is. Did you find it yet?
What?
We're gonna burn this house down.
Okay. It's lift every voice and sing. And I would play it, but I can't play it
Lift every because we get dinged.
because we would get in trouble.
We can't.
But lift every voice and sing.
Can you hum a few bars?
I don't know it. I don't know
Is
the
it John
song.
Brown's Baby? Had a cough
The
upon
lyrics,
his
lift
chest?
every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring the harmonies of
Okay,
liberty.
that's enough bars. We don't want to get dinged.
But
But I'm not
well,
saying
he's just
Let our rejoicing
okay. So
sing.
this is really considered the black national anthem.
Yeah. Lift every voice.
When
yeah.
did this happen?
Just this past week.
So they
I
came
mean,
up
did they
with this.
just make this up, or like?
No, they're serious. They're going to be doing. So you know what's going to happen to NFL ratings now? Zoom. They're going to go
Nobody
down.
cares.
The world has lost its mind.
Yeah. Well,
That's it. I can't. There's no
Brain claw.
you're going to want the yellow national anthem then, and you want the Indian national
It's
anthem.
just carrying it so far, and I don't. And here's one I'll say it. I don't. Why didn't anybody say it when Obama was president? Why didn't anybody think these things were racially motivated?
We didn't have
or
any problems.
discriminated
Well, we
against?
didn't have any problems when Barack Obama was he brought everybody together.
Well, that's like the Trump speech at
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
Where Bernie Sanders had been there and spoke, and so had Barack
Bill
Obama,
Clinton.
Bill Clinton, but nothing ever was mentioned about the
Now
stuff that's
these
being mentioned because Trump
protests
did.
aren't a problem, according to the media. Although in New York City, we've had more lives lost than ever in the last few weeks.
Well, that's not
in
the
Chicago
Chicago, too.
and
Yes, ma'am.
Atlanta, we've
That's
had
not
more
the
children
protest.
killed in the last few
That's
weeks
because the
than
dumb
ever
butts
from
are
shootings.
but that's because the dumb butts are wanting to reduce the police department.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yes,
like
defund
Trump's.
the police and send out social workers. That's really going to help
It's
you
like
out.
Trump's commercial says that
That's
criminals
opening
aren't
Pandora's
dumb.
box.
We got a job for you, Sarah Catherine.
Oh, Sarah Catherine on?
Shots
No.
fired. Literally.
Oh, yeah, Sarah Catherine. She's gonna go out and be the police now.
She'll go out and talk to him. We'll talk you down.
Put
the gun down.
In
Put
an
the
Andy
gun down.
Griffith world, that worked, but unfortunately we're not
not
in
in
Andy.
Mayberry.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
You're right about that.
yeah. Andy Griffith world, that was wonderful.
You had to talk a lot because you only had one bullet.
That was Barney.
That's Barney. It wasn't even his gun. It was in his pocket.
Yeah.
They
Barney,
couldn't let him.
Barney only had one bullet. Yeah, but Andy had a full load, I think. So, but a lot of times he didn't even carry his
No,
gun
he
out
didn't carry a gun.
because he just you handle it that way.
Oh, you left your doors open.
Sabina used to be like Mayberry.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, years
Yep,
and years and
all
years
these
ago.
places.
When Charlie
Sure.
was mayor.
Well, no.
By the time
mean-
he became mayor.
It started changing
It
because of social
sounds
media.
Nice that
You think it was
reality would
social
be
media?
that way, but that's
So
not
are we
realistic.
blaming social media for all this upheaval?
I think, well,
Oh, a big time.
social media and just cable news in general, because you can get
Even mainstream media.
24/7 news now.
And everybody shares everything they got, and the
Yeah.
Well,
information
plus
can
they
just be
lie.
passed around.
That's the other problem.
They what?
The
They lie.
lies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's no real news anymore. It's all opinion. It's all left-based opinion or
Well,
right-based
and that's the
opinion.
problem. It isn't even news. It's opinion.
The fact that so
it's
much
all
of it's
opinion.
sensationalized
Yes.
and editorial and not even advertised as editorial. So much bias is put into the news these days. It's not supposed to be that way. True journalism has no bias.
No
in it.
bi-
You're
right.
just supposed to recount the event or
I think
tell the
Walter
story
Cronkite
of what
was
is it
probably
what it
the
is
last.
that happened, you know.
He was the friend of the American
Tell
Media
the
for the very
facts
last
of
one.
the event, the
That's
story,
right.
whatever.
And they changed the angles
Put
of
it out.
cameras. They little
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And they
You're not supposed to do
completely-
any of that.
No. And remember when we had the newspaper? Does anybody even really take a newspaper
No.
anymore?
I
It's
look
all
at it
There's
online.
basically
online. You see what I mean?
no
But
print,
No print.
media at all anymore. You can get
Well, you get the Wilmington News
CNN,
Journal still.
Fox, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I
major news
subscribe to
source, the
that.
New York Times, anything, Twitter,
Now,
Facebook,
I tell you,
apps, whatever.
an app I just downloaded it's called like newspapers across the country or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So I can look up newspapers anywhere every day.
Yep.
And I have been doing that, especially like if there's
but
something going on.
Don't
major
those
in that
papers have
city.
paywalls?
No.
So, like if you wanted to read the New York Times, you
Yep.
just use that app?
Yep. And also, I'll look at the New York Post a lot. Obviously, I'll look at the Cincinnati Enquirer, the Columbus
I
Dispatch.
like the Washington Post.
A friend of mine though has a thing, and it's through Ancestry.com, but it costs like $30 or $40 a year. It's newspapers from any time, so you could look like you could pick a week or a day, like December 12th, 1953, Wilmington News Journal.
Boom. That's
There
Yeah,
it
I'll have to
is.
see what this app is because usually,
cool.
because I read so many articles, I get
I can
paywalls
show
all
you.
the time
Yeah, I can
because
show you.
I'll read like 10 or 12 articles on the New York Times or the Washington Post in one day, and then it'll hit a paywall, and then I can't see it for
Me
like another
too.
week. So, and then it.
Yeah,
Well,
then
they
I'll go on
only-
another
watch it.
computer.
They only
and then
give you
look
so
through
many
them.
freebies, then they make you
And
pay.
then I hit the paywall, and then I have to go on another device.
But you know what? I've heard something. You can test this out. I heard that you can get around the paywall if you take the article and add a dot to the end of the URL. And it'll still take you to that article, but you'll go around the paywall.
I don't know how accurate
I've
that
never
is.
I've never tried it, but
I've not
if you
seen
add a
it.
dot to the end of the URL that is at that paywall, you add a dot to it and hit it again, refresh it, and see if
And I've
it
even
gets you around
been
the
seeing
paywall.
paywalls on like smaller
Yeah.
sites like the Columbus
Well, it's
Dispatch.
the only
Like, how
way
do you
they
have
can
a
make money.
And the
paywall on the
Dayton Daily.
Dispatch?
It's the only way they can
Like,
make money.
I'm sorry, you're not the NYT.
I mean,
like,
let's-
calm down.
Let's face it, 10 years from today, there probably won't be any newspapers out there. They'll all be online. I mean, they'll still be there, but they'll all be online.
But even job applications, it's very, almost all of them are online now. They're not a lot of people even take
No, they don't
paper
even want to see you in
applications.
person because of the corona.
No.
Ay, carona.
No corona.
Generations, you can still get a.
I had to do it.
Generations is hiring, and you still fill out a paper application there. I say because my daughter works there. Plus, I'm trying to get a friend of mine on there, but I don't know if it's going to work or not.
All right, I'm going to get ready to wrap things up, Charlie. You guys
It's 10
conclude.
o'clock.
Well, it's been interesting. You guys are wanting your 50s, 60s music back. You've made it. You're going to get it back here in just about 2 minutes. And like I said, tonight, if you're up in the Blanchester area, come see me. I'll be down there from 5 to 8, as long as it's not raining and pouring. And this Saturday, VFW Wilmington, come on out. And then Sunday, the Cedar Creek Flea Market car
And
show.
when is that time on Sunday?
10 to 3.
Okay, because at 3 o'clock on Sunday, we're riding with the Southside Church bikers. Believe that.
Okay. You threw me.
I'm sorry.
I was going somewhere else. I don't know where it went. Oh, Cedar Creek. Just letting you know, they've left that big screen up that they show Garth Brooks on, and they're showing movies out there this coming Friday. I can't remember exactly what the movies are right offhand, but I'm sure you can go to their website and find out. It's like $10 for an adult, $5 for kids, but $30 a carload. So you can stuff as many people you can in a car and come on out. We need to do that one night just for fun to see how many we can get in the hearse.
Pile it on.
That'd be
I
fun.
agree
Everybody piling in like old
with
college
you. Like the old,
students from
yeah,
the
the
60s.
driving, yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday.
Shut up, Sydney.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah, Sydney's 26. I don't remember it either. I was born in 64. So.
I watched Grease. That's how I know about it.
Yeah, you've seen it. Like the old VWs, they used to stuff people in them. Phone booths. Phone booths, they used to stuff people in phone booths. You never seen the pictures?
I've stuffed people in a phone booth in England.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
On
They still have
purpose?
phone booths in England.
On
yeah.
purpose?
Yes, on purpose.
Okay. All right. Or self-defense? No.
No.
Oh, okay. Just
That
ask.
would be really poor self-defense mechanism.
I don't know. Put them in there and block it somehow. Call the police. So, Rick, what are we doing? We're saying goodbye.
Bye.
Everybody have a great
Auf
week.
Wiedersehen.